All right. Take two. Everybody can hear me now?
Yep.
Yep.
Perfect. And I can hear everybody, and so should the stream. And finally, everything's been working. A little bit of technical issues today. Hopefully, that's all of them. So, I think we got all the pregame questions here. So, I'm going to just jump right into the introduction for this new campaign and the start of session one. So, we begin our story in the world of Exandria, a world left to rise from the ashes and begin a new era on the continent of Tal'Dorei. It all started in the Verdant Expanse, to the elves of Singorn, the city of their great race. While their capital city of Singorn is wary of outsiders and harbors a severe prejudice against non-pureblood elves, this has done little to dissuade scattered settlements along the various trade routes. Settlements where both human and elf seek glory, or just a place to call home in the vast, untamed wilderness of the Verdant Expanse. These settlements are often the only safe havens from the many threats that lurk in the shadows of the unbridled forest. Only a few sanctioned trade routes from Sigorn and east of the Stormcrest Mountains to the human city of Iman are well protected by the Wardens of Sigorn, sworn protectors of the Expanse and the Elven civilization. It has been 1 year since a group of heroes calling themselves Vox Machina slew the Chroma Conclave, a circle of ancient dragons that almost ruled the realm. Since then, much of Tal'Dorei is still struggling to return to prosperity. The lands of Tal'Dorei have been scarred by the presence of the Conclave, as their hellfire left marks on Tal'Dorei that will never heal. Lands that were touched by the unnatural darkness which gave birth to various dire beasts and fey abominations from its very corruption. But here, in the Timber Bastille, an outpost a few miles from the Fershon River, is where our next chapter in the Tales of Exandria began. So, to describe where you're starting off here, now this is a little different from probably how you've started off some other campaigns. So, what I'm about to describe has happened to each one of you individually. Okay, so you're kind of reading you're getting the description of what's going on, but there's nobody else, none of the other group characters here are with you. So you find yourself in a near empty room, almost empty except for a desk and 2 chairs. The room itself is plain enough. Wooden floorboards, thick wooden panels for walls, sturdy oaken door with a very large elven woman guarding it. Full Sigorn Warden armor. The muscles on her arms from her bicep and to tricep is larger than your head. Sitting behind the desk with a piece of parchment, a quill of ink, looks over at you across the room while you are sitting in a similar chair, but no desk. You're about 6-7 feet away from the desk. Above you is a simple hooded lantern that illuminates the room. Behind the desk, with quill in hand, is another warden of Sigorn. You're momentarily distracted from the male elf who's scribbling on the parchment. You're distracted by the very stains of blood on the floorboards and the dents in the walls that about the same relative height as somebody's head, hitting them, staining them. After a few moments of silence, he stops scribbling and looks up at you, his gray eyes staring almost through you. So, tell me, what really happened back at the tavern? So here, we're going back to a past incident, and this is where you're going to play your characters here through this incident here as it unfolds. So one of the things that we'll be doing through this past incident is some of your downtime, what you've been doing here. Just we're not going to go over the successes of it, just general activity, so you know what your characters have been doing kind of during the week. And as you think about that here, let me get the background music up here. Okay, so starting outside of the tavern here, the sun makes its descent, creating beautiful hues of orange that stretch across the skies above the treetop canopies. From the outside, this simple structure looks welcoming, humble, and enchanting. Stacked boulders and thick stone beams make up most of the building's outer structure. It is hard to see through the windows, but the excited voices from within can be felt outside. Above the door, a sign with a picture of a ripe yellow pear reads, "The Yellow Pear Tavern." However, someone has crudely scratched off the last two letters and carved a second E into the sign, making it read "The Yellow P." Past the well-crafted pine door, patrons are welcomed by laughing voices and overall happiness. The bartender, a slender elf with long gray ponytail, wears a white shirt and a mostly clean vest, engages in conversation as he refills mugs of ale to the patrons along the bar, but yet still manages to welcome new patrons with a short wave as they enter. This tavern is as engaging inside as it is on the outside. More wooden beams support the upper floors where rooms are rented, and the ambient lights are attached to the beams. The walls are packed with all sorts of travel memorabilia, most likely collected by the owner. The tavern itself is packed. Hunters, farmers, and various workers seem to be the primary clientele here, which in some places could be seen as a bad sign. Several long tables are occupied by what looks like couples, lone travelers, and anybody else who enjoys great company. The other smaller tables are also occupied by people who are clearly having a good time. Even most of the stools at the bar are occupied, though nobody seems to mind more company. People have heard rumors about this tavern. Supposedly it's famous for something, but what that exactly is, most people can't pinpoint what for. Though, judging by the angelic voice who just started singing, it could be for the famous singer. The patrons manage to find a seat and prepare for what will undoubtedly be a great evening. So, I'll allow you to kind of go in, place yourself anywhere in this bar, even if you wanted to be said singer. Maybe doing a little karaoke night here. So, and as you do so, you can kind of describe a little bit of your characters, and let's go from there.
Map hasn't popped up for me yet.
There is no map.
Oh, I thought you said put yourself on the bar. Okay, I was looking for a map.
No, I meant in the narrative.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I was... Sorry.
That's okay.
If you want to sing, go ahead. I shall take a seat in the corner.
Althea sits near one of the walls, looking over the room, currently studying from one of the books she keeps in her pack.
Okay.
Generally just taking in the atmosphere.
All right. And what is everybody else doing? Where are you placed at during in this tavern during this evening?
Okay, well, Lunaris, he would be up on the stage singing and playing on his viola. Right now, he's wearing he's wearing some very nice performing clothes. It's essentially what you'd expect. Not nobles, but a good like merchant's outfit, maybe flowing and with bright, vibrant colors. He's just trying to work the crowd and get his name out there.
Okay. And what about Rick Sorori?
Oh, Rixori's seems to be alternating between trying to get someone to buy her a drink and there's way too many people here. I need to hide behind Master Billidan. Please, Master Billidan. There's way too many people here. But I'd really like a drink.
Rixori, just go fetch us a drink, please. I will be sitting in the corner. You know they don't like my kind here.
I like her kind.
You're not the one I worry about.
Oh. Okay, Master.
Just get whatever it is they drink around here locally. There's some sort of alcohol in it. I'll be sitting in the corner when you're back.
Of course. I know exactly what they drink here. I'll order that right away.
Glad you've done your research. And then I'll sit down.
Now, Billidan, how exactly are you dressed?
Good question. Why? I think, I think the silly drawing I made was like it's Illidan, but with a tie and glasses, right?
I don't think he's wearing a shirt.
Let's, for ease's sake, let's just say it's a shirt, a tie, some trousers, and glasses.
Oh, he's trying to look fancy. That's my master.
Billidan doesn't actually need the glasses. They're just there to make him look more accountant and clever-like.
Lunaris is always proud of his master too. He looks so dapper, so neat, so focused on his appearance. Lunaris approves.
Shudder.
All right. All right. So, Billidan, you notice that out of the patrons here, there are some humans, half elves as well as full-blooded elves, but that seems to be the only mix here. You stick out a little bit, being one of the dark blood, the drow.
I make sure that others are aware that I am a lot bigger than them, and I'm not doing anything to try and attract attention to myself. I've sent someone else to the bar. I'm just sitting in the corner of a pub. This sounds more like I'm debating and reasoning with you to have not someone attack me, but, you know, details.
All right.
Intimidate the tavern.
All right. So, let's see. Yeah, why don't you make an intimidation check? See if get people from asking too many questions or giving you too many looks.
Okay, well, as I walk over to my corner of the table, if I'm, do I see anyone looking at me like untoward? Untoward?
There are glances at you since you again stick out here. Drow, for the most part, in the Verdant Expanse, they don't really go into civilization too much. They usually go out at night and pretty much hunt down and kill people. So that's
Oh, lovely.
that's what most people have encountered with the stories that are told. And for the most part, they don't really intermingle into the settlements. They stay clear. So for you to come into such a settlement with that is going to be gossip. You are going to be the site of attention.
I regret suddenly having a massive glaive on my back.
All right, well, I will
The-
just take a general sort of menacing stare at the rest of the room and figure out how to roll.
Althea, feeling the tension in the room, goes ahead and puts her book up just in case.
Okay. Now, all right. So Lunaris, you said you were performing. Why don't you make your performance check here?
Okay.
Performing pretty well.
He's
Yeah.
got- so, while Billidan is, distracting, catching the attention of some of the patrons, just whenever he says anything, moves, the people just kind of look over. Lunaris, your stylings are still captivating for the most part. You're distracting them from this drow that is in this place. Almost as if your melodies, your sounds are just soothing them. So you are helping distract that. Now, Althea, as you just gingerly put away your book there, trying to minimize some of the sight here. Not bringing too much attention, as Billidan is doing a fantastic job of doing that all by himself. There's a chair next to you, kind of pulls back, and this very lithe, young elf, little half elf boy sits next to you. And you've seen him before. He's a aspiring young bard. He's introduced himself as Caro. And he's dressed as you would expect somebody who's never really been out adventuring before. He's got the pristine leather slacks, the very clean boots, the fancy purple shirts with all the little stylings, embroidering stylings upon it, even the jaunty feather in the hat. He's the quintessential young bard.
Hey, Kero, can I give you a bit of advice?
Yes.
When you be out on the road, I recommend you take a little bit of dirt, rub it into the slacks, gives them a bit of character, gives people a story, so when they see you, they say, "Oh, this person has some dirt on him. I wonder where he got that dirt from."
And he kind of chuckles a little bit at that. And one thing that you've picked up from him before is he seems to have a little crush on Althea. And as such, he's always trying to impress you with various songs and new tales, and even things in trying to work magic, as through discussions, he knows that you have interest in that, but his knowledge is not even close to yours on the topic. So when he tries to impress you with certain things with that, it almost gives you a sensible chuckle with it. It's just cute that this kid's trying so hard. Can I buy you a drink, Althea?
Wouldn't say no to something to wet me whistle, but, aren't you sure you might be looking for someone a bit closer to your own experience?
Ooh.
Hey, she has a low charisma. Well, she's charisma neutral.
Doesn't mean, she's not comely, just, she just doesn't, maybe doesn't have a captivating personality. Maybe she doesn't,
Exactly. No, she's quite attractive. She's just, she's very blunt, and that's not very attractive.
Well, again, he's inexperienced with the world. He's pretty much fresh out of the Bardic College, so to speak. And for whatever reason, Althea caught his eye during his travels, and he's been doing what he can to try to capture your attention, but just not in a way and he has, just not in a way that he would have liked. So
You're a good lad. It's okay. But if you wish to buy me an ale, I wouldn't be saying no to you.
So he kind of nods and, very happily, very excitedly, nervously, just kind of gets up, and as he walks, he kind of bumps into another chair, and he's going over to the bar to get you a drink.
Good singing voice that one has, not so much on the manual dexterity.
Now, as you are, as Lunaris is going through various musical sets, and not coming from Caro, but just through other idle chatter in the tavern, you do pick up some stories. Some of you may or may not have caught this as it happened. It happened pretty quickly, but about 2 nights ago, there was a scene in the night sky. It was a series of shooting stars going across the night sky. It was quite lovely, and people, of course, were, young lovers were, cuddling under the nice weather, looking at the beautiful stars shooting by, and bards such as Caro have been trying to make various songs and poetries about it. That seems to be the most exciting thing that has happened in the past week at the outpost here. So people are still kind of talking about it, wondering, when was the last time something that's been seen? Is it, a sign that things are going to be for the better since the fall of the Chroma Conclave, again, which has been about a year or so. The major capitals and the lands are still repairing from all that devastation, from all those ancient dragons. Now, you all kind of congregated at this post here. It's a pretty good hub. It allows you to get what you need done in the area and kind of expand out safely without going into suicidal territory. So you guys kind of bump each other here. How exactly you guys do that, you can explain as the story goes on here. So, as Caro's at the bar getting more drinks and people the gazes return to Billidan, the doors to the Yellow Pear Tavern swing wide open. The door hits the interior wall with loud force, instantly drawing everybody's gaze.
I didn't do
it. Walking into the Yellow Pear Tavern are what look to be 4 very large half-orcs. Some of them have bloodied, studded leather armor on. Their weapons are sheathed. They look around as the music has literally stopped. A lot of the conversation has stopped as they walk in. They are, for the most part, what you expect the half-orc to look like. Very brawn. They look well-traveled. As Althea put, they do have dirt on their leathers. They have been out in the rough. So, one of them has a large scar going across his cheek, even crossing over his right eye. Two of them look very similar, almost like they're twins. There's a third one that has almost just his head's almost completely shaved except for the very top, which is pulled in a very tight war braid. And after a moment from the silence, one of them just kind of snorts and then walks past the other patrons moving up to the bar. And they just slam down a sack of coins and... Bartender! 4 ales! And as the one that's ordering the drinks here, some of the others just kind of turn around, leaning against the bar, looking at everybody, staring at them. What are y'all looking at?
How big of a coin pouch are we talking? They slam down.
Bigger than their fist.
Well, I know what Master Billidan would want me to do. Are you sure you can't make that 5 drinks?
So you're moving
Do
up.
remember that we are mercenaries and not thieves. Just wanna quickly point that out.
All right, so Rexora, you're going up to them and you're gonna try to persuade one of them to buy you a drink.
Well, I buy a drink, yes. I'm not saying it's for me.
Well, to purchase an extra drink.
Yes.
Okay. Roll your persuasion.
She's going up, trying to look cute. Asking if they'll buy a girl a drink.
And the one with the scar over his cheek and across his eye looks down at you. Honey, you are so not our type. Ain't even got any meat on your bones. They all kind of start laughing. But he throws another coin on the bar. Almost as if it was out of pity for this scrawny girl asking for the drink. Don't say we never did anything nice to the elves. And one of them starts kind of muttering under his breath about how racist some of the elves are.
Half-elf. I agree, those elves are terrible.
And you would know, because the elves of Singorn, while they are very proud, very powerful, they do not like half-elves. They will tolerate them, but they're seen as a disgrace to the parents, and they're not trusted very much in Singorn. Outsiders even far less so. So, you know just how much prejudice these elves can swing at some people here, and apparently these half-orcs have experienced some of this. And as Caro is trying to get his drink, he bumps into one of the half-orcs as he's trying to take a sip from his mug and winds up spilling some of the ale onto the half-orc. Hey, runt! Watch where you're going! And Caro's just kind of shaking. Sorry, I didn't mean... And the orc grabs the boy and just shoves him out of the way, away from the bar.
Althea is gonna stand up. just in case.
And as he shoves him, he loses his footing and falls down into one of the near smaller tables, spilling more drinks onto more of the patrons, who start kind of getting up like, "Hey, what's the idea?"
Go ahead.
So, and Carol's just kind of like on the floor. He's like, sorry, he's just stuttering.
Althea is gonna raise her voice at that point. "'Twas just a mistake, lads. Don't pay the young one any mind." What did it look like they were drinking?
Hard to say with that. From the foam of it, was probably some sort of ale or beer.
So, I mean, nothing super expensive.
No, they don't look like the type that would, drink wine or anything like that.
She'll just look over here. Let me replace those for you. And she'll walk over to the bar. I'd like to pick up the tab for the next quick round for those boys right there for the small mistake.
And then the half-orcs kind of chuckle. And as the bartender hands another mug to one of them, he takes the drink and he pours it all over, like on top of Althea's head. "There, now the drinks are on you." And he just throws the mug across the bar.
Oh, well,
Rick starts laughing.
if that's exactly how you want to do things, that's fine, but that's a good waste of alcohol.
And you see Caro get up and kind of walk over. That wasn't nice. You apologized to the lady. And as he's like pointing his finger, almost like poking the guy in. Well, he's trying to poke the guy in the chest, but it'd be more like a gnat hitting his chest. And the half-orc just looks down, looks at Caro and the other two. You see them starting to put their mugs down, and they're all just kind of crowding around Althea and Caro.
Caro, now would be the time for you to go ahead and step down. There's no need for any trouble here. We're all just trying to enjoy a drink.
Is Caro an elf?
Half elf.
He's a half-elf.
All right, Rixori's going to jump in and try to drag him away before things get too violent.
And as Althea was saying that, like, she's like pushing her now ear-soaked hair back. Only glad you got this instead of me costume. That thing's a right pain to clean.
And they're laughing again. The boy's got to have the women fight his battles.
Who's fighting? Isn't anyone fighting here?
What's the matter, pup? You can't speak for yourself? And Caro's just kind of looking real sheepish, and as even next to Rixori, he's not much taller. He's, pretty short. Just a, young kid. And as he's looking at the orcs and looking at, you see him, he's kind of mix of emotions of kind of embarrassment, but also there's that little slight of fear and a little bit of, anger from the events that's going on here. So there's a lot of mix of emotions.
Althea speaks something in Orc.
All right, what do you speak in the Orcish tongue?
She's basically saying, now she's saying this to the orc. No, seriously, do you really want to come in here and cause a fight? Get everyone all roiled up here.
That's right. Say things to their face that I don't understand.
So
While
right
touching
now,
the blood.
So, Billidan, for the first time since you've been in here tonight, no eyes are upon you. Everything is at the bar, where Caro and these two other women are talking to these 4 half-orcs who look like they're getting angrier by the moment. But some of them are laughing at the boy. Let's see. Now, let's see.
Almost anything I say here is going to be construed as helping people out. So there's not much I can say from over here. But, you know, maybe as a drow elf having to stand up and shout across to people, telling them to stop in a bar full of people, maybe isn't the greatest idea.
But Master,
Villadin is just calmly waiting for his ale to get back to him. He has no care for the world about these people. He doesn't want to kill them. He's not getting paid for it. Why should he?
your ale would get to you faster if I didn't have to drag this guy, Master.
And switching back to common, she's just going to say, now look, seriously, you've had your fun, your laugh at his expense. You've poured beer on me, made me smell like a brewery, which granted, you know, it does wash off some of the performance stink, not gonna lie. Let's just all go down and sit. There's no need for any further trouble.
So, as you say that in the orc and trying to sway the fight, roll a persuasion with disadvantage.
I'll help.
Right?
Okay.
Come on,
so
guys.
then roll a regular since you're trying to help.
Okay. Disadvantage thing first.
If we fight, we're going to spill all of the beer.
How are you trying to help exactly?
By looking as sad and pathetic as I can as I drag him away. Saying, come on, we don't want to spill all the beer. Oh, it doesn't matter.
No, I bombed that. And did
So
that work?
you're
It did work,
sassing
yeah.
them.
Yeah, apparently that didn't come out the way she wanted it to come out.
No, in fact, all right. So, let's see here. All right. Sorry, Fantasy Grounds is still not fantasy. OBS is still not pulling the right Fantasy Grounds. So I gotta work outside of it because I can't load literally anything on here while it's in this DM view.
Hey guys, I tried to avoid the fight.
All right. So, what happens here is you're trying to dissuade him, and as it looks over to you, he just kind of leans over and, you do smell better with the beer. And he kind of goes and slaps your backside, Althea. And when he does that, Caro just loses his crap and tries to swing at one of them. So,
Yeah, it's
I still have a
officially a bar
grapple on him,
fight.
though.
in fact, I'll have to just toss it here. What? Just throw it in. Nope. All right. See, this is why I did not want in this view, because it's not letting me do what I want to do. Hang on, I got to do a third-party dice roller because this is not working in here. And I'm not restarting the stream just for freaking dice rolls. That is not happening.
Is it not changing focus to the right?
Nope. And I'd have to pretty much close out everything, reopen everything, and pray that it does it right. And
Oh, yeah, no.
again, it was doing it fine before we had all the technical issues before. Now it just doesn't want to work. So it's yeah. All right. Give me that. Okay. And just roll that, please. What is there? Okay. So, Caro, just out of blinding flash, not even thinking, reactionary punch, balls up his little grape of a fist and swings it out. Connects to the orc that rudely touched Althea and hits him in the jaw. As he does so, the half-orc's head doesn't move very much. In fact, like, you see the fist just like moving some of the flesh as it just stays there from the punch. And he just looks down at Caro as a smile curls up on his lips.
Oh, shit.
All right, we're rotating positioning.
So, with that, let's roll some initiative.
Can I stand up and talk before we roll initiative?
Yeah.
You've got 6 seconds. Go.
Rixari Althea back here. This is his fight. He is the one who punched him. We have no say or reason to even be here.
Save for Althea's dropping with ale and beer. And he just grabbed her ass.
I don't care whether it's true. I'm a 7-foot drow elf. Like, I don't give a fuck what people
Ooh,
think.
you stepped in a lot of crap on the farm to grow that big.
Mm.
He's Billidan. He's Master Billidan. He will respect his authority.
I just say, we personally have no quarrel with these gentlemen here.
They did buy me a beer. Well, they bought Master a beer, so they seem nice.
Do they say anything back, or are they just rearing to smash us in the face?
Well, it looks like they are the type that don't mind getting physical. And with this little puny kid just trying to be physical, they're looking forward to blowing off some steam by showing him just what it means to be physical. So we got 11 here. And don't think
Lunaris is playing right now. And he didn't get an order from...
Oh, yeah, you're seeing all this stuff going on by the bar here.
I mean, you must have heard. I think you must have heard Billidan actively tell you not to do anything.
Cannot.
Lunar is changed to Battle Song 4.
The Lunaris will obey and just keep playing on the stage. Should I still roll initiative?
Yes, in case you need to do something during the combat here. Now,
Where do I roll initiative?
You take initiative and drop it in the roll. It's
Or
middle
you-
of your sheet.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Alternatively, there's a little die there. You can click on it too.
Well, you can click on the die and it does it?
should, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep, they have a lot of redundancy in it. Now, I don't have combat music, it looks like, set up here. I thought it would be on the soundtrack that I had here. Let me just...
I can't believe I bombed that init roll that bad, too. Oh, well.
So,
At least I got the natural ones out of the way. I mean, I think I've rolled like a 1, a 4, and a 1, so...
alright. So I'll have to do makeshift battle music here. Just make sure it's low enough. Okay. Alright. So... looks like, let's see, build it in. Let me get theirs here. I honestly thought that they'd be picking a fight with one of you guys by this point.
But Rixori's just a simple, humble little cleric. Praise be to, what's the kids always say? The light!
That's for them.
Actually
Wow.
catches fire from saying that.
Okay, so, what is their modifier? 1. All right. Okay, so they would be going after Lunaris. Oddly enough, the Caro got a 20 on his initiative.
Damn it, Carol!
So,
Maybe Master's right.
So he's pulls back his fist and just the realization hits him that he just made a terrible, terrible mistake. And as he does so, he goes to kind of to try to run, to try to beat feet. So he is disengaging as quickly as possible, and he's running, trying to run across the bar, the other side of the tavern here. All right, that's going to end Karo's turn. So, Billidan, you see this young half-elf bard. His hat, he's like holding onto his hat. He's running so fast. Ghost White running for his life now across the bar.
Alright, well, I'll draw my short swords and say, "This is your last chance, gentlemen, to put down your weapons and disengage."
Well, they don't have any
Same
weapons
master.
drawn. They
Yeah.
just have their fists are the weapons that are drawn right now.
Oh, okay. Gentlemen, this is your last chance to put down your fists and walk away. I do not want this night to end like this. Do you? Do they say anything back, or
Yeah.
do they just still look at me menacingly?
Roll an intimidation check.
Nice.
Master Billidan, save me.
And they kind of look at you for a moment. This drow threatening them. I've seen your kind. Seen what you can do. Like cowards you kill in the night. Well, it's not night here, Dark One. Let's see what you have. And that's the one with the scar across his eye that's just pulling out the palm of his hand and waving with its fingers for you to approach.
Never that easy, is it? Okay. Well, in that case, I
You do have his
will.
you do have his attention though.
Did I use my bonus action when trying to intimidate, or do I still have it?
Well, what are you? You still have a bonus action.
Okay, I want to rage and just run in and thwack one.
Brah!
All right. Are you using a weapon or using your fist?
A weapon, a short sword. So I will rage. I can't roll that. I presume you know what raging is.
Yes, I know what rage does with that. If you click on your character, you can also, it'll tell you what rage does as well. If you look at, let's see. So if you go under, I think it was your, is it actions? No, abilities.
Abilities.
Yeah, if you click on the rage, it'll tell you what rage actually does. Like the little shield-looking icon.
I think we built that sheet off of just your inputs. I don't think he has it. We'll fix it after the session.
Okay. Yeah, because if you pull it from the class things, from the resources on here, it should auto-fill everything. Give you all those wonderful tidbits.
As far as I'm aware, I don't get any bonuses other than a resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and something else damage, which is like halved. I
Yeah,
think.
bludgeon, pierce, slashing,
Yeah, that.
and advantage on strength throws.
So,
And who was the one who taunted me like that?
oh, that was Scarface. That's the one that's got the long, deep. Looks like an older scar going across the top of his eye, and down across his cheek. So like
Okay, who's the nearest one to him?
the nearest ones to him, there's the one that's got the war braid and one of the twins are the two closest to him.
I'll go for the one with the war braid. You wanted to see what I can do? Well, this is your fault for it happening, sir. Ooh.
All right. Yeah, roll your damage on that.
Jesus.
All right. So, let's see. All right.
Yeah, fuck him up, master.
So you see Billidan get up and just starts shouting just war cries. He pulls out his short sword and, as you say, let me show you what I can do. And you see him get in a defensive kind of posture, like he's waiting for you to attack him. But then the last moment, you go right to the guy next to him with the warbraid who was not expecting to be attacked. And as you do so, you thrust the short sword and it pierces his armor. You feel it go into his abdomen. The half-orc, his eyes just kind of go wide as he just was not expecting this drow to run up and stab him.
Was this a pleasant example, or can I use one which will be more personal? And my turn ends.
All right, so let's see. All right, Lunaris. I don't know if it has the sounds for when it's your turns or not either. Should actually check that in the settings.
They were not prepared.
It was unexpected.
Well, that's
Yeah, so-
Billidan for you. You're not prepared.
All right, so Lunaris, you're playing and you saw Billidan rage pull out his sword and stab one of the half-orcs at the bar. lose Chris?
I'm sorry, I was having some problems with my headphones.
Ah, gotcha.
But like I said, I've been told not to do anything, so...
All right.
Master did say not to do anything.
I will
Sometimes
continue.
I feel my group follow my orders a little too sincerely. Don't go in, it's not our fight. I just stabbed someone. Well, I mean, I guess I'm going to sit back here. He said not to get involved.
Hey, we are 100% loyal to you. Well, he is 100% loyal to you.
I'm just
like
following orders.
60%, maybe 65.
I'm more in the 50% mark, I think.
It's fine. I will just have to show whatever the fuck it was your name was afterwards that common sense can be applied.
I'm just here caught up in my performance. I'll try and give you a cool soundtrack.
His battle
Hey.
music is inspiring us, Master.
All right. So, do you want to hold your action for anything specific, like if Billidan dies or something?
If Billidan or Rixori actually take a hit, I'll pull out my bow and take a shot.
That doesn't sound promising. What do you mean, if I die? I'm raging and you think I might die. Good God.
I didn't. That was what Dave said, not me. I said if you take a hit.
You seem to
Yeah, I
forget,
know. That was directed to Dave.
you seem to forget one thing that endangers you all. Rixrory is alive and present in this encounter.
I
And
see.
blood-
I see
blood has
how
been
it is,
spilled.
Dave. The 10,000 bits yesterday were just an apology for the murderization of my character today.
Well, no,
I
you know
see
that
how
was
it goes.
that was a celebration, but I guess it could be a prelude to a funeral as well. All right, well, Rixrory. Well, actually, no. The orcs.
Wait, they go
the
for
half-orcs
me.
are gonna go. So, let's see. Their stats here. So. So the one with the scar goes, oh, that was a very poor choice in target. And he is going to pull out 2 daggers on his belt. And he's going to try to attack you. This is bonus. All right. Does a 16 hit you?
Yes. Unless I've been given some sort of AC buff that I was unaware of. AC's 15, so...
Okay.
Flex harder, flex harder.
I know there's a way to see your AC. Ah, here we go. All right. Perfect. So, all right. Let me get his damage going here. Again, I do apologize. This would be a little more streamlined if we didn't have some of the tech issues from earlier.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm having fun.
All right. So only 1 dagger hit, though. And hit you for 4. So he just starts swinging at you with 2 daggers. The one that you impaled with your short sword, you see him start to get angry as well. You see the kind of the eye start to get bloodshot, and then he just shouts like in your face. You can see that the spit, the strings of spit fly out onto your face. He also pulls out his weapon, but his is an axe.
This is probably more fitting for a barbarian.
Well, his isn't a great axe. It is a single hand axe here, but he is going to try to hit you with that, and that, wow. Okay, so he hit an AC of 22, got a 19 on that. He is going to roll his damage. Okay, you got lucky 4 damage.
And I take half from both of those, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So the other two, the two twins. So the two twins they're looking at everything that's going on here, and one of them starts to run after Caro. As he does so, he is leaving some threatening areas here. So those at the bar here, which includes Billidan, Althea, and Rixori, if you'd like to do an act, take a reactionary attack on him, you may.
I don't have a weapon drawn, so I can't.
Well,
Same.
you can punch. It's not going to do a lot of damage, but you can punch.
I shall punch.
I'm gonna keep my reaction. I might need it for shield or something.
Well, that is going to hit.
Woo.
All right.
So that's what, one plus
your strength. Yeah.
That's
You hit
4.
him for 1 whole damage.
No, I hit him for 4.
Yeah, see, if I had done that, I would have actually hit him for 0.
You would have healed him.
No, 1 plus -1, 0. I would have done nothing.
All right. So, well, you would have done a minimum 1, but still, it is a funny image. Just, it would have been a Caro punch.
That's what it would have been.
All right,
been
so,
like a slap fight.
So, Rixori, as he's running, chasing after Caro, you just quickly throw out your fist. As you do so, you hit him right in the ribs, and he kind of thumps into the side of the bar and just kind of glances at you just for a moment before continuing going after Caro. His other brother, on the other hand, noticed you punch his brother. So, as such, what he is going to do here...
Oh, does he want to come join the game?
He is going to attempt to grapple you. And he is not going to grapple you. Yeah. So, let's say, roll your athletics or acrobatics, whichever you choose. There is a chance that you may still fail this, but it's very, very low. Okay, so you just make it. So as he starts to kind of grab you, he wasn't expecting you to kind of be hostile like that. So he lunges out to you, starts to grab you, and as he grabs you, surprisingly, you look a little stronger than you actually are for an elf. And you manage to kind of twist and break free of his grasp. And that is going to end their turn here. All right, so now, Rixori.
Well, they've made some regrettable life choices, and that glaive is now off her back. But I don't think I'm going to wing it this turn.
You just
And
keep it in your hand.
yep, in one of the hands, because I'm blessing myself, Althea, and Billidan.
Okay.
Sorry, Lunaris.
So
But I think you can still hit without.
So as you pull your weapon, you start to do your incantations, assuming in part elven tongue. You do your incantations, and as you do so, a quick, almost very flash blind of light from your hand, just like a little glimpse, faint light, pulses from your hand. As it does so, a similar quick pulse emanates from your body, and then also emanates from Billidan, and then also emanates from Althea, and just like a quick pulse, and then it just goes away. All right. Let's see, with that done here, Althea.
Okay. Althea, seeing the one that dashed off toward the one that just took off toward where the half elf ran to.
Okay.
She's gonna go ahead and give chase, so other people, if they want to attack Bop on her, go for it.
Okay. No, the other ones, they don't really care about attacking right now. So right now they're just like, oh, it's just a beer smelling, elven girl kind of thing. So you haven't really shown to be hostile, so they're not being hostile towards you yet. Right now they're more focused on Billidan, who has stabbed one of them, and is basically another one has open challenge to him, and Rixori, who is also showing aggression.
Gotcha. She's going to, as she runs up toward him, she's going to draw her short sword, and at the same time she's gonna she's holding the short sword in her right hand, and as she kind of does a flourish, as she casts Booming Blade.
Okay.
That'll summon the authorities. Smart move.
It'll summon the authorities and will stop him from giving chase. So first, in order to do this, I'm not super used to how these work in Roll20.
Just to point out real quick that remember, this is the story about how we got fed into the authorities. That's going to happen. Let's just remember that real quick.
So Boom Blade's a cantrip. It says I need to make a normal attack.
Right. Yeah, it's part of your action. Yeah.
Right. So does an 18 strike the orc?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, you don't need the D4 for that.
So I do normal damage for that.
Now, which orc in particular? This is the one that was.
This is the one that was giving chase after.
Okay.
I can't remember his name. I'm blanking on it now.
Well, he's one of the twins.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm thinking blinking on the name of the half elf.
Poor Karos, you've already forgotten him.
Karos, there we go.
See, that's his problem. He's not leaving a lasting impression on her. And the times that he does make an impression, it's usually comical, and it's not the kind of attention he wants.
Didn't roll. Okay. There we go.
Ooh,
wow.
Yeah.
Shoo, she hit hard. If there is any movement after she strikes, if there's any movement remaining, she is going to step back. So if he wants to attack a Vopper, feel free.
Okay. No, he's not going to attack of opportunity on her. He's more focused on Caro.
Okay, so now he has Booming Blade. If before my next turn he takes any movement, he gets smacked by 1d8 Thunder.
Right.
And that's it for me.
All right. So Caro is going to continue to run.
Brave Sir Robin ran away.
Well, actually, no. Before he does that, the rest of the patrons are going here, and they're seeing the commotion here. Some of them are like, "Oh my god!" and others are bumping into other people, just trying to get away, and a lot of commotion starting. So now it's turning into a full-on bar fight. I'm talking what used to be a cheerful, somber atmosphere has now turned into just unbridled chaos. Drinks, cards, coins all being tossed up in the air as people are launching at everybody else who are bumping into everybody else as Caro is running for his life, not helping the situation at all.
Rixori seems very happy.
So he is now running from the back end of the bar along the kind of eastern wall running towards the kind of main entrance, which is more at the south end. So he's tracing almost like the perimeter here, trying to throw chairs in the way, try to slide on tables. Let me see how well he does with that, because if he fails that, this will be hilarious. And no modifier on that. Right. Okay, so he's you know, managed to do kind of a little butt slide across one of the tables. Not as fancy and show off as you may, you know, as he would have liked to have thought. Didn't look as cool, but it did its purpose for him just trying to get away from the very angry half-orc. Let's see, Billidan, it is your turn. Denarium.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
I know, I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. If, didn't hear a response. So we're like, did we lose you?
Unless any of you want to draw the ire of a drow elf, I would mainly suggest that you stay away and keep your conflicts to yourself.
That's a general address to the rest of the room.
The orcs started this. This was but self-defense.
And as I say the word defense, I take another swipe for the orc that I tried to hit beforehand.
The one that you previously stabbed?
Yeah, that's the one. It's so my normal roll, and we got a bless now.
Yes, you do have bless upon you.
How do I roll that?
Just roll normally and then throw a d4.
If you really, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when there's actual combat stuff, we will go into how to get the bless effects automatically thrown on. But for right now, just give the additional d4. It will get better, I promise.
There we go.
Well, that is a hit. So roll your damage. Ooh.
Nice.
Very nice. Let's see, where is it? All right, so as you do that again, you pull out, and your short sword comes across again, but this time, instead of going for the abdomen again, you kind of thrust it on an upward angle as it goes up through the chest, and you feel it kind of pierce through bone, and the half-orc has trouble breathing. As you pull the blade out, you see all the blood coming from his mouth, wheezing, as he just collapses to a knee, holding onto one of the stools. It just looks like he can no longer breathe as he collapses on the ground.
Okay, so he's dead, and I can throw my offhand as a bonus action, right? I think.
What are you throwing?
I believe.
You mean attacking, not legitimately throwing your weapon.
Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, it would be an interesting picture.
That is a feat. That is a feat in this setting.
Yeah, sorry. I can't attack with my offhand weapon here, right?
Yeah, if you have a weapon in your offhand drawn, yes, you can attack with it. But you don't get your stat bonus added to the damage with it.
Yeah, I know that. Okay, that's already plugged in. We're good. So, okay, so I'll turn to... So I attacked the orc nearest the one who originally taunted me. So now I turn to that one, the dude with the scar on across his face, and say, "Well, now you've seen what I can achieve on a third-person status. How would you like to get personally acquainted with my sword?" And I slash it in with my other one.
Oh!
Don't even need these blesses.
Do I still roll the bless?
There's no point. I'm pretty sure 22
Yeah, I
hits.
was gonna say
Yeah.
22 must hit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if it doesn't hit, there's something frightening going on. There's something wrong with the encounter.
Yeah,
It's time to get out of here if it doesn't.
Level 1, 22 AC. Right, well, I mean, I guess we're running, aren't we?
So, yeah, you do that. You slash across his arm with that, and you see him just curl his lip and kind of snarl at you. Oh, you're gonna die, elf.
It's hard to kill me once your blood is spilt over the floor, is it not?
Let's see. Where's his other one? All right.
Lunaris, help!
Lunaris is just.
Oh, well, Lunaris looks absolutely miffed at this point. He grabs his bow and puts an arrow to it and aims at one of the people that started the fight, and proclaims loudly, "Now, I don't care if you fight, but can you not interrupt my performance?"
We can deal with your performance later on. Somehow, I don't think you're going to be let to continue after this has concurred.
All right, so.
What does concurred mean? Sorry.
That does hit.
Seven damage.
All right, so the one that just got cut in the arm, the one that's got the scar across his face, as he's arguing with the drow elf there, this arrow comes flying out and hits him right in the other arm, and he just kind of takes the arrow and breaks it and just looks at where it comes from for a moment, just kind of scanning the room, and he sees you standing, Lunaris, on the stage with your bow.
I'm not trying to hide it. I'm glaring at him.
Oh yeah, no, he's just scanning because there's a lot of chaos going on, so he's like, who shot the arrow? And then he sees you with the bow on the stage, so he knows where that came from.
Yep.
All right, is there anything else that you do?
Nope, I'm good. It's my stage. Why would I abandon it?
So the orcs are going to go here. All right. So, seeing the drow kill one of his friends here, the twin is going to pull out his weapon, and he is going to ignore Rixori and go after...
Everyone always
and what?
Ignores Rixori.
Well, yeah. Of course everybody does. It's Rixori. Let's see. I need my browser here. Dice. And he's going to miss. Natural one. So he comes kind of lunging out with his short sword. And as he does so, you just see it out of the corner of your eye, and you manage to parry it, knocking the blade into the bar as you do. And while you're doing that, the one with the scar is going to take his daggers and try to attack you. Let's see. It's going to hit you with the first dagger strike, but miss you with the second. And the dagger is going to hit you for 5 damage. So you're trying to parry all these strikes, and one of the daggers seems to coil through and just cut up your arm, your forearm, as he does. So he just kind of smiles a little bit as he sees the blood dripping from you. The one chasing Caro is tossing tables, trying to get to him. He is actually going to try to throw a chair at him.
Did he move to toss those tables?
He will be in a moment. He's going to throw the chair first, which is going to hit him, and just improvise with that. So, all right. So Caro gets hit in the back with a chair, and then he's going to continue pursuit, which is going to trigger the booming blade. So as he starts to move, you hear this loud, thunderous boom, just echo. Cards start flying everywhere. Mugs of ale spill over. Let's see. That hurt him quite a bit here. Let me see.
That's like he's eating 15. That's impressive.
Yeah. So, as that happens, with the thunderous boom that just kind of knocks everything around, other patrons just kind of duck for cover. You see him kind of slump against a wall, and he doesn't look like he's moving. Let's see here. Other was dead. He went. So that's all of them. All right, and Rixori.
Oh, they're not allowed to hurt Master. And Scarface is getting a glaive.
Or not.
I don't think this is going to matter, but does 9 hit?
No. As you try to come down, he's still. Him and Billidan are still kind of locked with their blades, and he kind of sees yours coming down too. So he just lifts the parry even higher using his strength, and your weapon comes down on top of that. And he just during the battle between him and Billidan, you're just trying to get some hits in, but they're just parrying each other too much. You're just not able to kind of break through the flurries.
Well, I'm going to activate my War Priest ability, and I'm swinging again as a bonus action.
At 20. 17 will hit.
Oh, there's the good roll.
There we go.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
8 damage.
All right. So, coming down again, focusing on the martial training of your god. Who is your god, by the way, which everybody knows?
Oh, obviously I'm the Changebringer. Definitely not Chained Oblivion. Definitely Changebringer. Look at this holy symbol I have. Don't pay attention to what else I have around my neck. Okay. Which is something I'm going to have some problems with the authorities here not too long in the future.
So as you come out, you're screaming the name of the Changebringer, and this time your weapon strikes true, cuts deep into the shoulder. You hear it piercing through some of the bone. His body comes and slumps with the impact of it as he just kind of crumples under the weight of the blow, and he falls down, knocking over several of the stools in the process. Your blade still kind of lodged into his shoulder blade there.
Oh, he went down. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
All right. Anything else that you do?
Nothing this round.
Althea.
Okay, so we have 2 of them down. There are still 2 standing. Right?
Correct.
One of which looks... Okay, so what Althea is going to do is... She's going to go ahead and help Billidan with his second opponent. I think that's the one everyone's been hitting anyway. As she dashes forward, she pulls her dagger, and she just unleashes a flurry.
Okay.
And this time I won't forget that I have D4 added to my attack rolls. So, sword attack.
That's definitely
Yeah, I'm not going
hit.
to worry about the D4. And didn't... Darn, I thought I set up damage. Oh, well. Just a second.
We'll get all the bugs on out. Don't worry about it.
So, short sword. So, 6.
All right.
And now offhand dagger.
Will also hit.
And that will do an additional 3. So, yeah, 9 damage. That's not bad.
No.
Considering
yeah.
he's been taking pretty good hits, so that's good. I'll take it.
All right, so yeah, you continue your flurry with that, slicing across the short sword, following up with the dagger. As you slice across, he kind of staggers a bit, drops a little bit, and then you follow through with the dagger to the side of the throat, and he clutches his throat as blood just starts spraying across the bar, just holding it.
Now, what was that? She's gonna look at the remaining one. Now, what was that you were saying about elves not being able to scrap a bit earlier?
And as you say that, you hear this loud blasting sound. It's this it's almost like another thunderous boom. I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws.
Well, I was going to try to spare the dying, but I got a feeling I'm going to be on my face here in a moment. Yep.
Okay. Let's see.
Does rage give me any?
No.
No, not
That's
for this.
strength, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, with this thunderous boom, Althea, you're pretty much the only one in the room that manages to stay afloat, and you, by chance, just using the bar as your leverage. Everybody else just is knocked on their ass when this happens, and when it does, you see a group of wardens at the entrance. One of them has this jeweled horn that looks like they just blew from, and the others have bows with arrows notched. There's one that comes out with this great sword drawn out. This disturbance is over. All involved will be held and questioned. And you see the manacles kind of drop as they start arresting everybody in the bar to find out what's going on, since there's 4 bodies here.
I'm a cleric. I'm trying to save these people's lives. Please don't arrest me. I'm just trying to heal.
Althea immediately sheaths her weapons and surrenders. She's not going to give. She just puts her hand up. Okay. We was defending ourselves. Understood.
Yeah, does anybody resist arrest?
I guess not.
Rixori's trying to heal them, and I guess resisting. I'm a healer. Let me heal these people before they die.
So you all right, so they pull literally everybody out, and again, going back to when we first started this, everybody was kind of brought into one of these little questioning rooms. And at the end of that little tale there, Rixori, you're in the chair still giving your speech about how you're just a priest trying to help. And they continue writing a little bit, taking notes. And you're just getting the final points of your recollection of the events. He nods to the other one there and just kind of gives a little hand gesture. The female warden that was by the door, that is basically looks like the equivalent of a female beats. in terms of just stature and size and muscle. Opens the door, walks out the room after a few minutes. The rest of you are brought back in here. So Althea, Lunaris, and Billidan, you're all brought back in. She comes back in and closes the door and just stands by the door, arms folded, just looking over the scene here. The warden behind the desk gives you each kind of a stern look. Gets up, has some, still holding papers. As he walks across the floorboards, his footsteps just kind of echo in the room. There's doesn't say a word, just eyes, his gray eyes locked upon you. Why is it that whenever there is trouble, your name always seems to come up, Rixori? And he slaps a stack of papers to Lenaris's chest, just like, here. And he walks back over to the desk. As he does so, he just says, this should keep you all out of trouble for a few days at least. And he sits back down at the desk, placing his feet upon the table. And he just waits as he looks at Lunaris with the papers in hand.
Lunaris looks bored and put on, just waiting for this to be over.
Indeed.
Stupid federales. I mean, wardens.
Now, this is not too much of an unusual occurrence here. So as you kind of look at the papers, this looks like it's a mission statement, so to speak. Looks like they want you to investigate something here. So as you're kind of going through the papers here, Lunaris, again, you normally, when you guys get into little bits of trouble here and there, be it bad night of drinking, Rixori being Rixori, after these events, these nights, your group is usually punished by being put on tasks that are less desired and usually quite grating. This seems to be one of such tasks. So, as you read the report, and I wanted to get a hand up for it, and I ran out of time before because of our tech issues. So, apparently, and this has been, you guys have been held here for a few days. When the shooting stars went across the sky, about a day after, there's been reports that one of them may have actually landed in the verdant expanse. Nobody's really gone to really investigate that. They've just kind of pointed out that something fell from the sky and landed. So they want you to go kind of check it out. Just, they've had sky rocks, as they call them, fall from the heavens before. It's not unusual, but if it is such a thing, just get it, pick it up, bring it back here. Just basically go out there, see what you find, come back. It's a menial task that they really don't want to spend any wardens or anything on, so they're going to have you go out and do it. And you kind of see also another reason why, as where the sighting is set to be at. And the warden is also kind of mentions this verbally as he just sits back, arms behind his head. Oh, and one other thing. The reports say it made landfall near the Mirescar. Do be careful. It would be a shame if we never heard from you again, Rixori. And both the wardens in the room just start kind of laughing.
Be a shame if you choked on your pus and died.
So unbecoming of a lady.
Am I in the room?
Yes, you're in the room.
Why are we being sent on this mission where I'd barely call it a mission, this menial task, when what happened in the bar was a clear case of racism.
True,
They're
but
elves. They're racist.
while
Excuse you.
You
No,
heard
he's
me.
right. They mostly are racist.
and
Well,
these
it's
are
hard to
elven
be
wardens.
racist against people that aren't real people.
That's true too.
Because, I mean, it's not like you live long enough to actually do anything that matters.
Do agree, but we still have to be nice to the short-lived people. They don't
I
have
glare
much
at them
time.
both. I glare at them both.
All I'm saying is I don't mind doing the job, but I just
If I could have an answer from the wardens, that would be appreciated.
Well, from our reports, while the one named, and he kind of goes through his papers, Kero threw the first punch, you drew blood first with steel.
Oh, that's not entirely accurate.
There's no proof of that. There's no evidence. You guys got nothing.
About
Technically,
30
while-
witnesses.
Whilst I was the one to draw it, they were the one threatening to attack. What was I to do? Walk off and die?
Well, also technically,
It would have
you
been
to
legal,
remember,
but yes, that could have been an option.
they technically also, if you remember, they made the first assault when he put his hand on me rump.
Be
So
that
we
as
just
it
have
may,
It's a
Sexism
nice
and
one. Would you like to
racism,
see it?
and we are the
No.
ones being punished for it, is the way I am seeing it.
you drew steel and blood from that steel. While fighting is frowned upon with that, usually it's not lethal. Here we have 4 dead trappers from an encounter at a bar from this maiden's rump being touched, as it were, and from a
Who are
very
you calling a
stupid,
maiden?
very stupid young boy engaging in, well, let's just say a fight he could not win. But
So
was-
remind
Kill
me
them,
why
but you
it
all
is.
arrested me.
Remind me why it is this young boy is not with us.
Well,
Look, leave the lad out of it. Look, the rest of us is
No,
all
I
in
would
trouble.
like to know, why is the young man not with us? It
What-
is his fault we are here. It is his fault this whole thing started. If you had about 20 to 30 witnesses there, that when I stuck my blade through him, then you will realize what started it, and that I called for it to be diffused.
The boy was just trying to defend me honor. I mean, granted, that's not really something that's possible, but he was trying.
What honors an elf have?
Oh, I have plenty of honor, thank you very much. I am not one of these little racist elves.
Rixori just kicks up her feet on the desk. Just goes,
Rixori, you're still part elf. I don't understand why you can't handle yourself with even a
Because-
modicum of grace.
Because she got the bad parts of the elf.
the boy is in the stockade serving for his crime. Unlike the boy,
I think
you still have use to the wardens here, and you can actually contribute positively to the society at hand, to the outpost. Now, if
I
you-
would like him to come with us. He is the one that got us in this trouble. I will have him come with us.
I'm a performer, a celebrity. I bring enough good to the outpost myself.
I don't want to put that boy in any more danger than he was already in. It was brave
Well,
and kind of him
it's a
enough to...
shame that you have no say here. I will have the boy come with us. It is
And-
his fault we are here.
And it's funny you should say that, because you also have no say in this unless you'd like to spend quite a long time in the stockades. Now, you can be free this moment and do this task and be cleared of any wrongdoing, or you can spend several months, if not years, in the stockade for the slaying of 4 trappers. I leave the choice to you.
Wait a minute, who slayed the fourth one?
They did when I couldn't heal them.
No,
your
because
fault.
there were 4 people in the fight, right? You
killed
she
the last
points-
brother. You did the death blow on the last brother.
I thought only 3 of them actually died. Because
No.
Billadan killed 1. I killed 2.
And Rixori wholly did
No.
not put that glaive into someone's head.
Yeah, but I thought he
Yeah,
lived through that. I think he was
no.
still standing.
No, he did not.
Oh,
either.
okay. That's why I missed
Yeah.
the glaive killing somebody.
Yeah. So yeah, Rixori killed Scarface. Bilden killed the guy with the war braid. You killed the brother that was you killed both of them technically.
Killed 2 brothers. I just that's why you don't slap an elf's ass.
So you got the paired set there. So
Look, all I'm gonna say here to you, I am not saying I'm not going along with the mission, but I want to make a deal for the boy. He doesn't deserve any wrongdoing for trying to defend someone's honor.
he started a fight.
He started a fight only after someone assaulted me. Now,
Oh
I'll
yes,
admit
and we've all seen her chivalry get you nowadays.
look, he's a lovesick lad. I don't want this held against him. Besides, I saw the punch. It wasn't very impressive, in the grand scheme of things, and those lads were already spoiling for a fight. This all started because the boy tripped. I just want to make sure that he doesn't suffer for something very simple. I'm willing to take me licks. But since he was only trying to defend me, it's not right to punish him for that.
He'll spend his nights in the stockade, and then his time will be served.
Good enough for me.
How long is he sentenced for?
He'll be staying the next couple nights in the stockade, but however, your task is going to require a little more immediate attention. Whatever fell from the sky, we would like confirmation. It has piqued enough interest from the other outposts from Singorn. And there are others of your ilk who, well, let's just say do not play nice with Singhorn or any being within the verdant expanse. Not to
No, don't
mention...
worry.
I
At
wonder
least-
why.
At least items that have fallen from the sky can't be racist. Sure, we'll go.
Famous last words until things falling from the sky become racist.
We get to keep it, though.
Other people will hear how you've treated the great Lunaris. I hope you're prepared to have your reputations tarnished.
He's probably just like a rock or something.
Now, Lunaris, again, keep in mind that when incidents like this happened, be it how much Rixori may or may not have been involved, this is nothing new. Normally, it's not like this, where you're going out, especially something this dangerous, because the Mirescar is a very bad area. You're not going into the Mirescar, but the landing site is near the Mirescar. Now, I can almost, feel the, well, what is the Mirescar? So the Mirescar is, in the expanse, there's a bit of extreme dense forest that almost no sunlight enters. This area has been kind of corrupted to a point from, be it from the ancient dragons, magic and power that once hit the land, scarred the land. What exactly caused it has not been figured out, but this grouping, this clusters of trees, has formed a labyrinth, if you will, of knotted roots, branches, completely creating a tangled canopy of drooping foliage, gray moss, completely choking the sky from view. Now, the part that kind of is very worrisome here is things that go in usually don't come out, and the things that do come out, if they were a natural creature, tend to be altered from this unnatural darkness, this corruption. This has led to a very dangerous surge of dire beasts and abominations. So a lot of people stay away from that area. They don't really go into that area. You're not going into the area, you are going near it, but you're not going into it. But it's still very dangerous territory.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great.
Nope.
Well, at least we're not going inside it. We'll go around.
That sounds like some famous last words.
So what is our job to be? To collect something or just to have a look
Investigate.
around?
Investigate
just have a look
the
around.
investigate the landing, where it made landfall. Confirm if it is a skyrock. If it's is such a thing, just bring it back. Whatever your findings are, just bring it back. Let us know what's happened with that. And again, this has garnered the attention of some of the other warden outposts enough that they want somebody sent out. And since we're the nearest outpost to the landing site, well, here we are. And since there is the incident at the Yellow Pear, here you are.
I can already tell you it's a sign of the end times. Definitely a sign of the end times.
The end times can't be now.
So
Or the terrible ways you treat us.
the large elven woman opens the door, letting you leave if you wish to do so.
And Rixor's gone.
Do we at
Yeah.
least get any gear for our excursion, or are we supposed to go with what we already have?
Well, for somebody as boisterous and skilled as you should have everything you need with you to travel the land and investigate a fallen rock from the sky.
I think that means they're not paying Billidan.
Yeah,
I love it when
sorry,
people are
Master.
sincere to me. I'll just walk out.
Yeah, this is them just pardoning you for all wrongdoings and keeping you out of jail. And you do this, and we make sure that this stays off your record, kind of thing.
Oh no, not another murder on my record.
So Rixor talking
I
out
keep
loud again.
telling you, I keep telling you, it doesn't matter if they're not actually people. It's the same as hunting wolves or boars. They're just
Dark
orcs.
elves.
That was a joke. I've never killed anybody, guys. I don't even know how I stabbed them with this thing. It must have been pure luck.
You may be one of the few people who's managed to kill more people than me.
No, I'm just a simple cleric from a temple. I've never hurt anyone.
Yes, you're right. You healed them to death or whatever nonsense. Let's go.
Okay. That works for me. Right behind you, Master.
Question, what's happening to our health? Because my health's currently at 8, but you said we were locked up for a few days.
yeah,
Does
you're
it
locked
get
up-
reset?
Yeah, you're fully healed. You just were basically spending time in holding cells. And as I question people, some of the people that had literally nothing to do with it, from various accounts, they let go. The ones that, were fighting other people, they dealt with that accordingly. The main things they were looking at is, how it got started, how did killing get started, who did what in, those regards. So some of the people that just assaulted other people in the bar, be it from, just being drunk, they got, maybe slapped with various fines or, a night in the stockade, while others with the more serious crimes are being addressed as, that's why they pulled you in.
I mean, we killed 4 people. I'm well aware. It's just that's a bit of a thing. Never fucking admit you're guilty. Jesus.
Exactly. We've never done anything wrong.
Exactly.
Indeed.
Yeah. Once we're outside and out of earshot, I will just say, guys, you could be lucky we got away with this. We killed 4 people in daylight, and all we have to do is some silly little errand, and we'll be back before the sun rises again.
Agreed.
I hope so.
Even
Besides,
if it is a racist and unjust town,
I mean,
luckily their laws are comical enough that we can just get away with this.
the biggest problem here is, look, they had it coming. I don't believe in killing unless it's necessary, but they were spoiling for a fight.
I
We
was
all
going
know
to save
that.
their lives, but no. I had to
And
get
I
thrown
wish
to the
you-
ground.
I wish you had saved their lives, but you know, let's both be honest. If they had pounded one of us, do you really think they would have stopped? No.
And let it be known, I will have my revenge for what that child did.
Look, the
Whether
child.
you choose to willingly turn an eye and not see it, or whether
boy
you at least
didn't-
want to know what happens to him.
The boy didn't do anything. Leave him out of it. At least do that for me. Think I've earned
And
that.
a willing eye, then. I don't care.
On the way out, I want to stop by and pick something up. But aside from that, I'm good to go.
I'm fine. My swords are still intact, and whilst I was sleeping, they appear to have patched me up somewhat decently, so ready to go whenever.
And you're going to have time, a few hours to get any extra supplies you may need for the journey. Now, the journey will take, a couple days to get to the site because you have to cross I believe it was pronounced Veshron River. Just double check the pronunciation.
I don't know why they locked up Lunars, though.
The Veshron River.
I mean, it was only one arrow, and he played so well.
I always play well.
I know you're the greatest.
This is why I like you, Rixori.
Yay! I'll only remember some of the things you said when we were in prison.
That suits me well enough.
Yeah, Dave, I'm just picking up on the way out, I want to just buy a whip.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know when we're coming back. So, just in case it's in the book, it's just like 2 gold.
All right. Not a problem here. Just mark it off the gold off your sheet and put that on.
Done and done.
Let's see. Thought I had
Yeah,
a map of the area uploaded here. I could have sworn I did.
Yeah. For those wondering, it's going to be one of the weapons I can sword dance with. Or blade dance with.
I'm just seeing dual wielding whips. Just
You can't do that because they're not light.
Yeah.
But,
at 4th level, you can. Well, you have the
Really?
option to. Well, if you pick up
you
the.
take the thingy, yeah. It's going to be a while before I can do that because I got to get Warcaster first. But, the whip actually allows some pretty interesting interactions with she's not like primarily dual 2-weapon, but the whip allows her to do things like hitting somebody with reach and booming blade them.
Very nice.
And it's one of the sword dancer styles that's listed in the I was thinking about either that or going like I think it's called Red Cat or Red something, but I don't like she's not really an illusionist, so
Gotcha.
and I couldn't find any. I mean, I already get like rapier, which is what she's going to use primarily, but I have that because I'm an elf. So since at level 2, I get like a free weapon proficiency of my choice. It's like what's left that I already would want. Like it's a cross between scimitar, which I have short swords, the same thing, and whip. Like whip is cool.
Whip is cool.
Really, what makes me sad, there's not a single light hafted weapon, or there's not a single finesse hafted weapon.
All right. Is that all the supplies that you guys are going to need?
Yeah, we're first level characters. I don't think any of us have money.
Well, you do
Well,
have
yeah.
coins. You do have some money. You just don't have a lot of money.
I've got rations. Good.
I think I've got double check. Right. I'd be very shocked. Yeah, I have like a day. I have 10 days worth of rations. I'm good.
I don't think I have any rations. I have to figure out what's in an explorer's pack.
Actually, the explorer's pack, like if you pull it out, it will like stock your inventory for you.
Pull it out from where? I manually entered everything.
Oh, you go to click on library. Oh wait, have you already unlocked all the books, or because that can make it lag out?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. If you go down to where it says library, make sure the books are open. Click on items, and it'll bring up a drop down. Just select like D&D PHP Deluxe, and I want to say
I know I dragged the books over because I remember having to restart, but they're not there. I'll do it later.
Yeah, Explorer Pack does have 10 days of rations.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's got. Here's what it's got on it. It's got a backpack, a bedroll, a mess kit, a tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 days of rations, and a water skin. It also has 50 feet of hemp rope strapped to the side.
Cool.
I will say the ability to drag and drop is damn useful.
Yeah, and again, we're all just going through the learning process. Henry is actually the most veteran on this than for everybody put together here.
Hey, since that patch came through and it's actually working properly, I like it. Before that patch, oh my god, I was ripping my hair out.
So, speaking of working properly, I did get OBS to pull up the correct desktop so I can actually try to use my DM side now, which is fantastic.
Ow.
So the stream did see the dice background for a moment while I was reloading the game capture screen. So that was intended.
And also, if we can catch wild game, I've got a mess kit.
There you go. Look at you.
I just hope someone took survival, because I damn sure don't have it.
Is Rixori trying to clear her throat?
That would be nice if someone had thought to grab survival and was a cleric.
Well,
Too bad that's not Rixori.
Well, the person that it would make sense for them to have that, believe it or not, does have it. So
Who has it?
Billidan has
nice.
survival. So yes, the
Wait, what do I have?
survival.
Right, okay.
Sweet. That means we're covered for food for a good long time, probably.
I'm just curious, and I'm sure everybody else listening is all going to be curious as to how your group got together in the first place. This is one of the things that is great about D&D, is you don't have to have everything figured out about the characters or the backstories when you first start out. Those things can get unraveled as the game goes, but it's going to be an interesting story.
And with I already kind of know with Althea, she's a sword dancer. She's a high elf. but she never quite fit the mold for a high elf. She never did the aloof thing. Maybe that's due to the low charisma. So she doesn't really have the social graces. She is attractive physically, and that plays well into the sword dancing training she's begun. But she's bookish. She's tends to be somewhat violent. Tries to avoid fights when it's possible, but she has no problem getting in there. And for this group, which, judging from what I've seen, they probably get into trouble pretty frequently. It just makes it a good fit. I mean, hey, she was able to keep up with the barbarian in combat. And I didn't even have to use any defensive spells, which, dear God, I should have.
Yeah, they were. I kept them kind of light because I just wanted you guys to. If you're in a tavern and a fight doesn't break out, it just feels like a wasted opportunity.
Well, I mean, and they're half-orcs in elven lands. They're going to be a-holes.
True. But, you know, different take on the tavern start adventure. So, let's see here. All right, so if everybody's got everything that they want, that they need to go, then everybody's going to start traveling through the wilderness here. Now, just pull up the map.
How many maps have you loaded into this damn thing?
Oh, no, it's not in here. This is on a... That one should have been loaded on there. I don't know why it's not showing, because I wanted to show that at least you guys get to see the Verdant Expanse region, but I'll have to investigate that later. It's not super important for this part, but it is something that will be needed in later adventures. But I do have the encounter stuff for the ones that do have maps loaded in here.
I was just noticing, I clicked the maps thing, and like it's got like 100...
Oh, that's from modules and stuff that are loaded in here.
Okay.
Those are just the ones that are shared with players. There are a lot more that are not shared with players. So the best practice also if Fantasy Grounds, those listening, is when you create your adventures, don't create them in your core game. Create them as a module, like in its own separate campaign, export it, and basically create a module and load that module up. It's supposed to keep load times very short and resources available so that you don't get lag and performance hits for everybody, because the game will start doing that. Even Roll20 did that after a while. So that's how you kind of prevent it in this. So there may be more things later on, but... So where you guys are at, you're going to be traveling across the Feshun River. So you guys are going to be going to the kind of the southwest over the river. So again, to where the supposed site was at, you got to explore the region a little bit, in which some of your survival, thankfully that you have it, is going to help you try to find the site a little quicker. So let me roll for some random encounters as you travel this wonderful wilderness, especially at night, because those other dark elves are bastards.
I'm going to do a roll if you can ignore it, Dave.
Yeah, you can do test rolls by throwing it outside of the... Oh, if you're doing a macro, it's not going to work then. Let me see here.
I don't know why that said I critted, but okay.
Why is this not letting me roll? Oh. Alright, I gotta turn off manual dice entry. It's not letting me roll. Let's see. Dice tower on.
Oh, I see what happened.
Off. There we go. Yay, I can actually roll now. And does it show up? Good. Alright. Okay, now let me actually roll the proper dice.
Damn it.
Alright, as you're traveling through the wilderness here, the Verdant Expanse is magically enchanted to the point where there is no natural decay, so to speak. The trees are always evergreen. It's a very beautiful sight with that. There's not a lot of heavy leaves and things falling on the ground. There are, various bushes and, tall grass, but everything just seems to have its proper place with it. Very, very pleasing to the eye. And as you're traveling across some of the roads, the more protected trade routes, you stop for breaks to eat. The weather's very nice, very kind of cool, not too cold, almost sweater weather. You don't see a lot of travelers on the road here during this time. You seem to be the only ones heading towards the Mirescar. And when you branch off the main trade routes, you start to reach the Feshen River crossing. Now, this is kind of going into more of a little bit of known orc territory. As you cross over the bridges there, you're very careful, making sure that there's no orcs, anything around there. You cross the bridge. The bridge is sturdy. You don't have any issues crossing it. And eventually you do get to cross the river a few miles before nightfall hits, where you get to rest. And in the morning, you're going to start searching for the impact site, where people are saying they saw landfall from something falling from the sky. As such, here, this should have a...
So, what time of night did it reach by now, Dave?
Oh, it's night. You're making camp for the night. In fact, let me get that on here as well. So the sun's set. It's just started nightfall, and we're going to get the actual order for people to the watch orders.
Okay. Before we go to sleep, since I haven't cast any actual first level spells today, she's going to go ahead and cast Mage Armor, so she's protected through the night.
Okay. Now, on the party sheet, there actually is a thing for watch orders and stuff. So you can just... I think you guys should be able to drag your people on there. If not, and it must... I don't think it's a DM-only thing. So you can discuss who wants to take what watch. I'm assuming Billidan is probably not going to volunteer for any watches. He just sounds like that type.
Lunaris will take first watch.
I don't know where to see this. Where is it?
If you click on the party icon, the party sheet, that's one that has the eye with the 3 silhouettes. There should be a tab called Order. On the left-hand side is the actual watch order. And you should be able to just kind of drag your portraits from the top left of the screen into that watch order, and it should just plop you on there.
Okay.
If I try and drag Lunaris, it just drags the whole window.
Okay, well, I already got Lunaris on there.
Oh, it's you have to click the order tab.
No, I'm on the order tab.
So, Althea, try to put your character on there, because you're not on there yet.
Well, I dragged into watch order, it didn't pop up. I dragged into marching information, it didn't pop up.
Yeah,
Is there
as well.
still there now? I'm in there.
Well, yeah, I just dragged you, so it might be a DM only thing for the watch order then, which is weird.
I was going to let you know I did hit the button for Mage Armor. It didn't actually update my AC. So
yeah, most everything with this goes through believe it or not, the combat tracker. So if you select your character on the combat tracker, you can target yourself for the spell. Let me see here.
Huh.
If you play
I'm just trying to make sure we know how to use all this,
Right. I'm going to your spell sheet here. Where is it? Abilities. Was it hiding? Features, traits. No, it was actions. All right. So spells. So we got mode standard, mode preparation, mode combat. And where is your Mage Armor? Here we go.
First level spells, middle of the thing, give or take.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can get this effect on here.
I know it's supposed to go in. I just don't know how to set it.
Effect. Yeah, you normally you tag your token with that, but I think we can just do it.
We can just remember and set it if there's a combat thing. That's all. I just don't know how to set it in this. That's all. It's not like a big deal. It just means my AC is 16 instead of 13.
Drag no effect on the target. Let's see if that'll plop it on here. All right,
There, it's on.
Yeah, I had to physically drag it on the combat tracker. I don't know if you see all the options like the actual targeting.
No, but if all I have to do is drag it onto me in the combat tracker, that's easy enough.
Yeah, if it doesn't show there, I can manually plop it on there. When you have the tokens and you select your token and you hit the spell, it does put it on there. But because we don't have a combat map up, there's other ways to do it. It's just not super obvious. But,
Sure.
well, is it
Sorry,
on there? Oh no, it's perfectly fine. So yeah, if anybody's got questions like that, I'm not an expert on this too. I want to get some shortcut notes put on here so people can just look at here like, oh, we can do all this to do X, Y, Z. So anyway, let me close out your sheet here. So who's taking away? I know Lunar said you're taking first.
Althea can take third watch.
Third.
How many
I'll
watches are we
take-
even doing?
3.
Yeah. I'll take the second one then.
Then darn it, I was gonna say if there's 3, then I can just take the second, and because I only need 4 hours of sleep.
Rixori can take
Oh.
the final one.
Okay, well now we've got 4 people taking 3 watches, so this is interesting.
Well, Belladin can just supervise Rixori's watch.
Yeah, since I'm taking third, real simple. I'll sleep through first watch, and then I'll just be awake second and third watch.
Okay.
In that case, I'm just not gonna fucking watch. I'm just gonna be asleep.
Okay, the Rixori will we'll take that watch then.
Pretty sure the only person who needs 8 hours of sleep is Rixori.
Well, I mean, I still need 8 hours of rest for spells.
Yeah, you still get enough rest to do it. So, all right. Let me just roll some encounters here. It's so good to be able to use the actual DM tables now. It would help if I actually clicked the right die.
Yeah, that generally does.
Okay.
I need to get a second monitor in here.
All right. So, yeah, I'm bouncing around between this and a virtual desktop. All right. So, Lunaris, on your watch, I want you to make a perception check.
You said Lunaris?
Lunaris, yeah.
Okay.
Chris, are you there?
I'm here. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
Make a perception check during your watch, please. All right. All right. So as you sit around a campfire, just making sure your instruments are finely tuned and your weapons ready for battle if such thing occurs. The calm waters in the background are nice, soothing. It's a good change of pace from the busy outpost. And looking up, you get to see all the stars. The night sky is pretty clear. Cool winds kind of breeze across you. It's very inspiring. You might even write a song about it. Who knows? You occasionally hear little sounds like twigs breaking, and after watching the area where those sounds come from, you see little animals in the night like possums and things moving about. But outside of that, nothing really comes too close to the campsite. Not even some of the base wilderness. They kind of stay clear of that, doing their own nighttime hunting and gathering. And eventually your watch comes to an end as you gently wake up Rixori and give her the signal that it's her turn.
All right, well, I'll go into my meditative stance.
Rixori, I'd like you to make a perception check as well.
The dice are out to get me. The dice are out to get me.
Nah, it's not evil forces conspiring to get you. You know, it's you're a good worshiper, aren't you? It's not like
Exactly.
you've led any bad lives or made any bad life choices. You know, you didn't drink the Kool-Aid or anything like that.
I
So
totally did not name myself after an ancient evil I found in a demonic book.
So, as you're sitting at camp here, bored out of your mind, your mind kind of wanders a little bit from now to just thinking about your past, thinking about the ancient books that you've read, and just some bits of your old life, what brought you here, and what things you like to do. How Bildin, might perceive your actions and how you can do better. You do get. Go ahead.
Positively.
Absolutely.
Hail, Master Billidan.
You do get startled as like a bat flies by, probably hunting some insect. When it flies by, it flies pretty close to the camp, but it just, as quickly as it comes in, it just flies out. Other than that brief scare from that bat that just kind of wakes you up, fully alert, nothing else happened on your watch. You pick up your weapons and go back down to your bedroll. And Althea, you are woken for your watch.
Okay.
And I'd like you to make a perception check as well.
Certainly.
All right. So, as you're taking your weapons, going over things, your blade stances, your training, and even also being inspired by the wonderful sights of the wilderness here, it's good to be out in nature every once in a while. You do find something interesting. Not too far off from the camp, you notice some signs. Looks like maybe some branches were broken. Something you expect like a large animal to have done, but you see some scratches on it. First, you kind of think it was maybe a bear or something, but you've never really pondered about a bear being kind of this far out away from the mountains. And as you go there, you see little signs, evidence. Looks like some of the carvings were done by not a claw, but maybe some kind of a edged blade. And there are signs here. Looks like bits of almost like shells or nuts, or seeds were being eaten here. So somebody was here for a little bit, and you don't see anybody here in the immediate area. You are kind of on guard, but somebody was definitely here.
Okay. She's gonna look around. They were here, but they're not now. At least that means there's no need to necessarily alert others. I want to see what these whatever was carved. What does it say, or if I can identify it?
Let's see here. Just checking.
Also,
Yes.
I want your.
Yes, you can.
I also want your permission to add something because I forgot to do it when I was making the character, and I didn't catch it until just now when I was looking at elf. I'm supposed to have because I'm a high elf, I'm supposed to have an extra cantrip.
Gotcha. Yeah, just go ahead and add that. It's not a big deal with that.
Yeah, I figured it wasn't a big deal. I just wanted to.
Yeah, no, big deals are like, well, I said I was a high elf, but I'm actually a wood elf. That's like, come on.
No, I need the intelligence.
So, let's see, going on with that. Yeah, but you can make out it's an orc sign. And the orc sign is marked as intruder or threat.
Okay. That's never good. At which point she's going to walk back to the others. And she's just going to say, I believe we have excuse me, wrong character. I believe we have a problem.
So, you wake up, everybody. You hear Althea's voice saying that there is a problem here. Everybody kind of groggily starts to wake up. Bildin was having this awesome dream where he got his hands on a certain young lad. He was alone in the room with him. And he got woken up from this wonderful dream.
That sounds strange like Rick Story's dream. I mean, I'm going back to bed. Good night.
So Rixoria's stream could mean many things, which we don't even want to delve into because we'll all lose permanent sanity. But yeah, you're woken up by Althea, saying that there's a bit of a problem. Althea?
Yeah, it appears that, how will I put it? We've, it seems that we have, intruded somewhere, and someone has left markings that, were not there.
Are they actively trying to kill us?
They're saying we're intruders, and they weren't there before, which means it happened sometime, before we camped. Or sometime after we camped.
So they're not actively trying to kill us. Okay. Right.
Alright. She's gonna stay hyper vigilant.
Just scream really loudly if they come. I'll probably be awake.
Yeah.
Totally not sleeping.
In fact, if you could be so nice, just tell them to stab themselves. I'll deal with all the bloody paperwork in the morning.
Right.
Althea feels so much better with her compatriots. What about Lunaris? Does he wake up or?
Yeah, he'll get up and look around grumpily and is like, "What did you do now?" Or sorry.
She's back in bed already.
Lunaris will look around. That was the wrong roll.
But he sings beautifully. I mean, he was still 19, so.
Yeah, it's a 22
minus.
instead of a 23.
So yeah, you see the same thing that Althea was seeing, but you can't read it. It just looks like a bunch of random slashes, like symbols in the, like near the base of a tree stump. Well, not a stump, but the base of the actual tree trunk. But you do see what she was seeing here. It's definitely something that was freshly carved into the tree.
Althea is going to go ahead and, as a precaution, she's gonna take the amulet she wears and she's gonna cast light on it.
Okay. All right. So as you have your amulet now glowing as you say your incantations, and you can come up with your own with that in time. You kind of hold up the amulet, make sure it's exposed, and the light it's giving off in the area here. You see more of some of the animals, the nighttime animals, moving around, like little snakes kind of slither into the grass, and beetles and bugs kind of moving around, but you don't see something that would have made this. From what you can see here, it's just more trees, brush, and small vermin.
Yep, she's just gonna keep watch. If they stay back, she's okay with that.
Okay. All right. What about you, Lenars? Are you doing anything with that after seeing that sign?
Well, he's gonna stay up.
Okay.
He'll pull out his bow and keep watch with her.
All right. So you both continue to watch for the rest of the night. As you do so, you don't have. There's nothing suspicious going on. There's no other twigs breaking. You don't find any other markings, even though you do kind of search the area. Now, you both, as you both kind of wonder what's going to happen next, you start to see in the sky the various amber hues start to get brighter and brighter as the sun starts to come up. As it does, you start to see more of the other woodland life come to be. You see little squirrels starting to move around some of the trees, and something small and quick, could be a fox or something similar moving around. So you're seeing the other side of the life of the forest starting to come by now as the sun rises. But you have gone through the night, and that seems to be the only thing that you've noticed that has occurred.
All right. Well, she relaxes once the sun's up a little bit, and she'll go ahead and she'll look over to she'll look over to I'm blanking on character names. She'll look over to Billidan.
Okay.
Why don't you see if you can
Lunaris. Billidan's still in bed too.
Well, I mean, once Billidan's up, because if we've been together, we know he's the only hunter.
He's the only one with survival training.
Yeah. So I mean, she's going to relax. She's going to keep watch. She's going to relax a bit once the sun comes up, because if you're going to jump somebody, you're not going to do it in the you're going to do it in the middle of the night. You're not going to wait till the sun's up.
That's Master Billidan.
He is not my master. He might be your master.
Oh, I can only wish.
That's creepy. And I thought I was the one into kinky stuff. I got me whipping everything.
Oh, I'll say you don't even
leaves
know.
and is so happy that he's sleeping and can't hear any of this.
If you think that's
Wake up.
kinky, you should see Lunaris' fan fiction.
No,
Oh man,
that's okay.
you should.
Even Rick Sorry can't handle that.
I can't handle. Yeah, no. In any case. Yeah. In any case, she's just gonna wait. I mean, as long as nothing occurs, she doesn't care if some idiot leaves a note. But it does mean that because it was written in Orcish, she's a little on guard, because we did just kill 4 calf orcs. So, this could completely be revenge.
Definitely something to be careful with.
Oh, if they want to fight, they can. I'll heal them to death. With my sharp, pointy staff of healing.
I think that's called a spear.
Oh no, it's a glaive. I mean, a staff.
Right. You kind of slipped up there yourself, you know that, right?
Sorry, it happens.
Oh, I bet it does. I bet you slip up and kill a lot of people with it. Excuse me, heal them. You heal them of their condition of being alive.
No, it's a very dangerous condition. It leads to so many painful things. There's a lot of people who need to be healed.
I don't really... Why am I always the person with the moral compass?
Oh, don't worry. You're not a person who needs to be healed.
Well, I thank you for that. I think.
Well, I mean, unless you're a good person, right?
Mostly.
Although you mostly don't need to be healed. Well, this type of healing, anyway.
Right. Okay.
Master!
You just
Why do I always join up with the crazies?
It's going to be such an interesting origin story. So, it's the next morning. You're all still alive. What does everybody do before continuing on looking for the landing site?
Hmm.
Hey, Billidan, if you want, before we move out, if you want to scare up some food, I can cook it.
Sure, I will go and do that now.
Do I need to roll survival for that?
If you're going to be foraging for the food, yes.
I give you my guidance. The divine says, don't look over there. I think
How'd you
that's...
get that? How'd you get
Okay.
that to pop up?
On my end, it
drug
says
the shit.
unable to create
Yes,
window
Windows,
with data
that-
source. So I don't know
You're not
what
the only
guidance
one.
does, unfortunately.
Well, let's see here.
You get a 1d4 for your skill check. If you use it within 1 minute.
So what is it? 1d4.
Yep.
Now you should be able to pull up everything that's in the books in here, and you also got the access to my D&D Beyond, where you can pull it up as well. But it should be in here.
I don't think it's gonna matter.
Don't think it's gonna matter, no.
Yeah, if you go to item, no.
Great. Well, cold rations it is.
Cold rations are fine. It just makes going in town a lot more nice.
I will deduct a ration for the day.
Yeah, I think you might have to actually go to... You might have to either customize your panel on the side for spells or just go into the library and open up the book resources from there. Like spells from the PHB. Yeah.
Yeah, the
And-
cantrip
yeah,
I
there's a
took was
spell.
light, by the way.
So if you go to your library tab, you can add the spell thing, and you can search for all the spells from the resources, or just open the book from there. In the future, if anybody needs to look up anything within Fantasy Grounds. Okay.
Or keep the book open. That's kind of what I'm doing.
Whatever floats your boat. That's why I got the D&D Beyond too. So if anybody's got mobile like tablets, you can put it on that, search on there, whatever.
Yeah, I need to set that up for my dad.
So, but anyway, all right. So yeah, so it looks like green eggs and spam for everybody. Going through their rations. Any other prep spells? Now, you had the mage armor on.
Oh, that's
before you
gone
saved.
by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you recast that or?
I'll wait. She tries to wait to midday to recast it.
Not a problem. I didn't want to have to remove it if I didn't need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it does last for 8 hours, which is a fairly long time, but you don't want to blow it at the beginning of the day and then not have it when it really matters.
All right. So, if there's nothing else, we'll start rolling for those checks to find the landing site here. So, all right. For those who have survival, you may roll survival.
Oh my God.
We ain't surviving shit.
Yeah, it's you going. There's a little bit too much growth here. Trying to pinpoint. It's also a vast area. You're trying to narrow down from people just hey, it went over in this area. So you're trying to comb for signs. Everybody else, just make your wisdom.
Am I rolling wisdom? I'm not, am I?
No, you already did your survival. But
Yeah, okay.
I don't think
That's
anyone else
what I
has
thought.
survival.
Ooh,
Okay.
Rixori did good.
All right. So, as you're combing for the area here, you're looking for that impact site, and all of a sudden, you all start to hear this sound.
A heartbeat?
Yeah, it's really odd. It's just like as soon as you start getting near the direction, you start to hear this fast heartbeat rhythm.
Now she's gonna cast Mage Armor?
What a weird
that
noise.
ain't normal.
As a ritual, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
It'll take an extra 10 minutes, but I'd like to have magic up and looking.
All right. So, let's see. Oh, your effect applied properly.
Yep, I had to drag it on myself. It worked.
Perfect. All right. So, you begin to cast your Detect Magic. Now, while she's casting Detect Magic, doing the ritual, and you're doing the Mage Armor, which doesn't take near as long. What is anybody else doing?
I'm apparently bumbling around with absolutely no clue what I'm looking for.
For a barbarian, you don't know very much about the wilderness.
I've just woken up. I have no desire to be here whatsoever.
And she casts the spell and draws her blade as well, just so it's at the ready in case.
Okay, so when you finish casting the Detect Magic, you're everything within 30 feet of you. You just feel that little pulse of energy come out from you as it tries to pick up, almost like an invisible radar, the presence of all the magic, the auras, and as you do so, you're not picking up any faint auras. You're not seeing anything jump out as being magical.
That means I need to find the source. I'm going to attempt to locate where this noise is coming from. Like which direction sounds louder.
Okay. Let's see. Perception.
It is. Come on, I need another good dice roll.
There you go.
Very nice.
Everyone roll perception or just Rixori?
Rixori was trying to pinpoint the origin of the heartbeat, or where it's getting stronger at. Not only are you think you know where it may be coming from, you also start picking up some other noises as you kind of go towards that direction. And this is kind of what you're starting to hear as you go towards that other direction.
Fire, fire.
Well, it's more
Fire.
of like the sounds of various bugs and insects crawling around.
You.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Master, carry me.
So
That's you. That's what that is.
but you believe you got an idea of the direction that it's coming from, and as you go to investigate the area here, let me see if this will actually properly pull up here. Let's see. All right. Maps are a little funky in this. Okay, and nope. No, it's not all the way out, or is it? No, it's not zoomed out all the way. Trying to move the interior of the map. It's not allowing me to do so for some reason. Oh, now it's going to work. Okay. All right. So I should be able to just drag you all on this. And let me make sure that this is being shared. Sharing. Okay.
Oh, yep, there it goes.
All right. So you guys are in the bottom right. Now, there was a shortcut for me to hyper zoom in on you here, but I do not remember that shortcut here. Just make sure chat can see everything going on. All right. So, yeah, as you start to approach the sound of the heartbeats, you notice that there's an area of the forest that isn't green. It's actually like almost the trees are turning fall colors. Leaves have been falling off. That's not supposed to happen. When you kind of cross that threshold into where the actual trees are kind of decaying an area, the heartbeat stops. But the sounds of the insects still kind of pervade in the area here. As you move forward, you see two kind of impact craters. One a little further than the other by a few feet, but there's definitely something in the craters. Not a rock. Whatever it is, looks like it has clothing, but is badly mashed up.
So, fearless leader, should we approach?
This is not what I was expecting.
Master?
You may want to try calling it out in any language that you know.
Well,
The language we're talking in Orcish. Come on, there has to be more than one language between us.
Althea will call out in Elven.
never.
Hello?
As you shout out in Elven, hello, you still hear the sounds of insects in the area, but there's no movement. There's no response.
Does it even register as having heard us?
Not that you can tell. If it has, it hasn't responded to it.
Unfortunately,
Wow.
Rick Sorey does not have training in many knowledge skills.
I don't know about you guys, but generally, I feel if it were hostile, it would have attacked us by now, or it's very docile.
I think we're gonna have to get closer to take a look.
It does look like
Does anyone know what this could even be? Is there anything we can roll for it?
Well, you need to get closer to kind of investigate it a little further. Once you get up there, you can try to see what this may have been, see a little more. Because right now you're just seeing impact craters, and you see what it looks like clothing into something just horribly disfigured inside of it.
Alright, hang on. We are not to walk through the craters like that, you moron. I'm fucking back, Jesus Christ. We're not to walk through the craters. We do not know the materials that have created them. You know what, fuck you all.
Sorry, Master.
If you want to be touched by some unknown material, then go and read Lunaria's fanfic.
But I thought you said nobody was allowed to read that anymore. Not after,
Exactly. Keep moving. Has it moved or anything as we've gotten even closer, or?
No, it has not.
Okay, what can I roll to try and figure out what it is?
Okay, so roll knowledge history.
Minus fucking one. I wasn't
You're not
expecting
sure
much.
because as you walk up here, whatever it is huge. It's whatever being this, once was easily over 14 feet. The creature here, though, is almost like it's been turned into hamburger. It's from what you can see here, it's still enclosed, but everything else has been pulverized, partially splattered. You can see further up there's another impact crater, and you see clothing and similar sticking out from that as well.
Can I make the same check?
You most certainly can.
I guess I'll be joining them as well, even though I can tell you this is already going to be a flop roll. Oh wow, that's actually...
Come on, roll. Dang it. Only records which you own can be shown. What the hell? I get it. I know what I was doing wrong.
Okay, so what about Lunaris? Are you gonna try to look at it?
Yeah, I'll roll perception. I mean, I'm not approaching it any closer.
Okay. All right, so, Rick Sawyer, from what you can tell, this is obviously some sort of, or at least at one point, was some sort of giant. Not quite sure the type on there. There's just not enough material to really pinpoint that much information. Lunaris,
He's a dead giant.
considering most of his insides are now his outsides, filling up the crater in almost like a sewer of its own innards. Good assumption. But Lunaris, on the other hand, just from seeing some of the traits, some of the skin tones that aren't covered in blood, some of the hair, he can see that these were well, at least this one here was a cloud giant, which doesn't make sense. The reason why it doesn't make sense is unless there was another cause of death, these beings have been known with natural abilities, spells, and such to prevent death by falling. They have many things that would circumvent that. Yet this thing clearly fell from a great height and impacted here.
Can I poke it, Master? Can I? I want to poke it.
Dave, can we try doing an investigation to figure out what could have possibly caused something like this?
Yes, you can, but as you get close there, Rixori, the sounds of the insects get louder and louder, and coming forth from the body is a swarm of very hungry, ravenous insects.
You.
I would like everyone to roll initiative here.
We are some initiative-having people.
Huh.
Yeah, Jesus.
Except for the person poking it.
There we go. And did that auto roll it? Yes, it did. Okay. Wow, the initiatives. Holy crap. All right, so
The struggle is real.
yeah. Now, I don't know what. I'm going to try to pull up the combat tracker for chat here. Oh, okay, so good. It doesn't show them. It shows everybody here. Try to shrink this down a little bit. Try to get chat as much as I can here. So let us start with next actor here. All right. So can you see them on the map? No, you can't. Visibility. All right. So everybody should be able to see the two swarm locations.
Yep.
Okay. So, Billidan, looks like you're first. Change that music here too. Billidan.
I'm first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you pull up your combat tracker, you'll see you are top of the order, sir.
Which one's the combat tracker?
The one that has
The
two
swords.
swords.
Got it.
Because you and Lunaris tied, and it went by alphabetical order.
I can't target anything?
Yeah, you can. If you left-click on one of the monsters there, it should have a little dark circle around it. And that shows you what you're actually targeting.
In the combat tracker.
No, on the map. You can select them on the map. You can. You can't do it in the combat tracker. It won't show you the monsters in the combat tracker.
Yeah,
Right. If I left click, nothing happens. If I right click, I get like a weird circle thing.
All right. So, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, we can't target them. We can target like the big guy and each other, but we can't actually click on.
Well, the big guys aren't even combat.
I know. I'm just saying.
Let's see here. All right, try this. On your target, on your combat tracker, there should be like a bullseye. Do you see that, Billidan?
No.
You don't see that on yours? No, okay.
On my combat tracker, there's just us four. There's a flag, my profile picture, my name, initiative, HP, TMP.
Not a problem. Not a problem. So, who are you trying to target?
Well, first of all, I need to ask how many things are there in the swarm, because all of my damage is sort of one-on-one based.
The swarm counts as one entity. It's just a crap load of insects acting as a hive mind, so to speak. They're like a communal entity.
Okay. Okay, so I can stab them as normal.
Yeah, it's not going to restrict you from that. It gives them resistances against certain effects, but not your weapon. Like, you wouldn't be able to grapple.
Why would you want to grapple a bunch of insects? Why, Master?
So I manually applied the target here so we can figure out what's going on with that other targeting. So it is selected that as the target for that. So you can go to your character sheet and you can select like your attack, your sword attack, whatnot, and it should auto try to resolute whether you hit it or not. So now you're targeting it.
Okay, well, I will try and smack it with my short sword and bonus action the other short sword.
So under your actions, just if you just click on your melee sword, or does that change the type? You just click on the dice. It should auto target against it. I don't want to click it for you because it'll double roll it. And it shows that it missed it.
Yeah, alright, horrible miss. And then with my offhand weapon.
Yeah, just click the same, the dice underneath it for the offhand.
Whew.
That's what I'm talking about. Hello, first crit. All right, and click your damage on there. Now, I don't think it's going to auto-apply a crit damage, so just roll the damage twice. Or it did.
It did.
Nice.
2 and 1 though, Jesus.
Now, it should have also applied the damage to that swarm. Let me see. So it should have been 3 total.
Yeah, but it says it partially resisted it, so...
Yeah, so I'm like, why did it... Ah, there we go. All right. Okay.
So a crit for 1 damage. Master, you're letting us all down pretty hard right now.
He talked a big game in the bar, because all the ladies were watching. But now it's just, we see. All right. Is that all that you do?
Indeed it is.
Okay. I'm going to go to the next actor in combat here. So, Lunaris.
Okay, so I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15.
And I promise you there will be much better combat music next time.
30. And I'll stay here. How do I target?
All right, who are you targeting?
The swarm directly in front of me.
Okay. I had to scroll down to see you here. Let me make sure chat can see you good. All right, so there is a keyboard shortcut that I'm not recalling off the top of my head. I have a thing I can manually drag the target, so I'm just going to drag it onto that swarm. So you are now targeting it.
Okay.
We will get better at
I
this,
don't know.
I promise.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know how attacking a swarm like this will work, but we'll give it a try.
Well, you hit, so far it's working pretty good. Okay.
And that'll do it for my turn.
So as your arrow flies through, more of the insects, bugs are being squished by the attack. And moving on to the next person here, Althea.
Okay. She's going to move 5. I don't know why I rotated.
Yeah, I think if you hit Control and move your mouse wheel, it rotates your viewing point.
If you just have it selected, if your mouse is over it and you hit the mouse wheel, so I must have just done that. 10, 15. Is that within reach, or do I have to move down one more?
You'd have to move over one more. You can zoom in on the map.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just don't know how reach worked in 5e per se.
Oh.
Yeah, if
You're
they're
using your whip?
Yeah.
A whip, yeah, then you're within it. Because a whip
Okay,
should be...
cool. She's going to move right there. 5 foot reach.
Oh, it's 5 foot for the whip? I thought it was longer than that.
No, it's
Sure
only
about
5.
that?
To my knowledge, let me take me 2 seconds to check.
Because I'm pretty sure that had range on it.
Yeah, whip has a 10-foot reach.
Yeah.
So you can hit it from
You
there.
can hit it, yeah, but you're good for the whip. So I say they should have made a 5 foot whip. That's like a cat of nine tails.
Well, I want to get within 5 foot. I need to get within 5 foot for what I'm going to do.
All right, then you need to move over one to your left. And it's not difficult terrain or anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't want to be in an adjacent square to it. I mean, I could do it from here, but I could do it from here, right? But it would be like he'd have cover.
No, you could hit him with the whip from there, but anything that would require a 5 foot reach, you wouldn't be able to hit him with. Because you're 10 feet away from where you're at.
But wait a minute, I'm confused because I thought 5 foot reach was just across one square.
It's a square next to you.
Yeah, if you're using a reach weapon, you can be 2 squares away. If you're using anything else, you have to be within that connecting square.
Yeah, but I mean like 5 foot. So I'm confused because what I'm wondering is 5 foot the same as touch then now, or?
It means
Basically, yes.
Yeah. So anything it says something says 5 foot at the end of your square that you're in, your token. 5 feet in full radius around you is where you can affect. So he's not within that 5 foot radius within there. So that's not a near threatened area.
Huh. Okay.
Your whip, on the other hand, you can whip the shit out.
Yeah. No. Never mind. I'm not going to go with the whip then, because it won't do what I need it to. That's fine. I'll go ahead and that's 20 right there, so 25. Yep. And I'll just cast Booming Blade on the swarm. Swing. I'll go with the short sword.
Okay. Okay, so it did not target. That's fine.
I didn't click on it.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna make sure it's targeted though for you. But that does hit, so it is targeted. So if you do your damage, it should auto apply it to it.
All right, let's give this a shot.
Okay.
and then it's going to get an attack of opportunity. I don't know how swarms work on that, but she's going to step away after hitting with the remainder of her.
It works the same with that. It's just a reaction with that, but it's not going to attack you. A lot of the swarm's been killed off. So.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, she basically strikes at it. She casts the spell as she strikes out. The swarm is surrounding the energy, and she steps away.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. Go ahead.
I just figured out something. When you manually input the weapon for the weapon type, if you don't put the exact lettering, it doesn't apply it when you do the abilities. Because I was looking at Lunaris, wondering why he did full damage.
Because he.
And
I didn't do full damage.
You did full damage.
Yeah.
It's because piercing has a capital P.
It's because he manually typed it in. But we'll get it all straight out. It's not a big deal.
Oh, I see.
It's not.
I guess I need to remake him.
All right. So it's not Rixori's turn yet. Let's say. Hang on. They should not be hidden. Okay. Weird. Alright.
Hey, now I can target them.
But yeah, it won't let me do some stuff with them here. Alright, so this is going to obviously go against Billidan. Why does it say he's not in the tracker? Huh.
I think it's because it's on my turn. So I think we have to...
Yeah, let me... Well, it's not letting me... There we go. It wouldn't be letting me select it normally for some reason. Alright. And... Man, my zoom messed up. Alright. That's not the right one anyway. That's the one up here. So this one is going to move. It was supposed to draw an arrow, but apparently not. Okay. Just not going to let me do what I want to do. All right. Okay, and it's going to go over here. Here we go. Targets. It's turn in combat. Why aren't you letting me target him? Odd. Okay, so wasn't. I'll have to address that later. All right, let's do this here. Combat, offense. Here we go. So it will be in his space here, just so for ease of viewing. I'm not going to move it on top of him. Okay, why is it rolling? I have to roll this. And that's going to be a miss. All right. That'll end its turn. Now it's time for Rick's story.
And it's time to smashy. Make sure I've got targeted.
Oh, do you have a target? Yes, you do.
Odd.
That, yeah, that's the same one that everybody's been targeting. And it is showing you're targeting it in there. Yeah.
Let me just try adding the glaive to my weaponry.
Yeah, it's like there was no bonus. Switch that up to...
Let's try that again. I don't know.
All right, well, try rolling the damage, because that's a hit. It's like it's not... Let me try to target it. And just roll like the glaive. No, it's...
I want to try something. I think I might know what it is.
Okay.
Or not.
All right, I'm just going to manually apply that if it'll let me here. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So I'm not sure if you... I know it's... Whoops. I know it's really small on this thing. But in the bottom right corner, you should see a little dot. And you can compare it to the other swarm there. It'll... that dot, as that changes color, it shows you how much hurt they are. So green is like perfect, yellow is, or orange is like hurt, and red is badly hurt. So just so you know, you got kind of an indicator if you don't know who's fresh and who's not. So anyway, so I got your glaive damage on there. What else are you doing? Well,
I'm
wait,
using
you're
bonus
attacking...
action.
Wait, hang on. You're attacking the one right above you, right?
No, I'm attacking the one fighting Billidan.
Ah, okay. All right.
And then I've got a bonus action to take another swing at it through the forces of good and justice.
Okay, so 11 is not going to hit that.
Well, the forces of good and justice clearly are not in favor of me.
Okay. All right. And I think you're the last one in here, so go around. Billidan.
I believe in you, buddy.
You can do it.
Right, well, I'll just target the swarm again.
Flail wildly.
You are targeting... whoop, oh, hang on. Here, go ahead and target it yourself. Just do what you just did before to target it. There you go. Because I can confirm that it's targeting it correctly, which it is.
Is that the one beside me?
Yes, that
Yep,
is the one right to the left. Well, technically it's in your square, but just for viewing's sake.
Yeah. Oh, what I did last time.
Let's see. You don't work well under pressure.
No, I
12,
definitely...
but
Okay.
12 should have hit that. Yeah. So roll your damage. 12 did hit.
Yep, 12 hits. 3 again.
Another 1 damage. Master, you
Okay.
can't flail wildly at these things.
And
Well-
that's the end of my turn.
Well, the good news is that does take care of the swarm here. I didn't have time to edit these proper with that, so this one did not have the base, the max HP that the other ones have. So let's clear the targets, and I think I can just make it invisible here. There we go. All right, I'm just clearing everybody off the other swarm. All right. Anything else you're doing, Billidan?
Nope, that'll be it.
All right. Lunaris, 1 swarm goes down.
Okay, finally. Well, not really finally, but let's see.
I need musical arrows.
All right, there we go. I'll be attacking that swarm there.
All right. And let's see, make sure you're targeting it proper. All right, you should be targeting it, so just roll your to hit. Very good. And roll your damage.
I changed piercing to be lowercase. I don't know why.
You're probably just going to have to add it from items.
Yeah. Well, exactly. We'll fix all these little things here. That's why we have these little combats.
Okay.
But not a problem. So it's still here. All right. It's hurt. And is that all you're doing, Lunaris? So your arrow flies through, does manage to catch quite a few of the bugs and insects in there, but there's still quite a bit left over to be deadly and vicious as they are moving towards Rexroy.
More arrows. I need more arrows.
Althea, this is your cue to light them on fire as they go onto Rexroy.
That could be a thing, but no. I have a quick question because I'm not familiar with flanking in the system. If you flanked, there's no flanking? They got rid of it. I didn't know if it gave you an advantage.
If you're a rogue with sneak attack, it helps.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there is an optional rule for that, but we're not using that. So
Not a problem. Althea is then just going to close in here. And she is going to prepare to. So swarms, they don't have to move onto you to attack, right?
No, they do have to move onto you.
Oh, they do have to. Okay,
Yeah,
excellent.
they have
And
a
she's
range
gonna move-
0 for their bites.
She's going to move here, and she's going to strike. She'll do the same thing before, just in case it moves. She's going to hit it with she's going to go ahead and hit it with Booming Blade.
All right. Let's see. It is targeted by you, so. If you,
Damn it, I didn't target. I don't think I hit, though. 12.
You hit?
No hit. 12 hits. See, it's, like I said, I made sure you were targeted with it.
Okay.
I try to back that
And-
up for you guys. If I don't see it auto hit, auto apply, I try to apply it.
So that'll do 6, and Booming Blade's applied, and then she's going to quickly step away.
Okay, is it applied? I just want to see if I can drag it on there because it doesn't look like the extra effects on there.
I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it auto applies. It's just if it moves, it takes damage.
Right. Well, no, there's an actual effect because you can hover over these things and see what, like, if you hover over it, you should see one that says like damage 1d8 thunder.
Mhm.
So if you have something's like stunned, whatever, you should be able to see what's going on with that. So I just want to make sure all that's properly applied, so we don't forget this nice stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, It's about to take 1d8 damage, so
Woot.
roll the damage on here. It should still be targeted for you, so...
Right. Actions down here. I click this, and then I do this.
Oh! Nice.
My
Alright.
eardrums. Ah, my eardrums. This is worse than fire.
Okay, so as the swarm moves up to start crawling up Rixori's legs and start to try to bite, this deafening thunder booms out. Lots of cockroaches and other carrion insects just start their carapaces start busting open. All the little insides start flying everywhere. Rixori is just covered with the stuff, but the swarm still moves on and to her. Let's get rid of that effect here since it's already been applied. And let's see. Alright. It's weird because it's like I have to drag it onto them in the combat tracker, which should not be a thing. Alright. So... Alright, it is going to try to bite. And that. You just have to click it twice. It's a miss. It's a good thing it's a miss. Alright.
Way
And-
buggies.
All these cockroaches and insects crawling all over you. And let me remove this one from the tracker. Now it is Rixori's turn. So all these bugs started popping, exploding on you. The rest of them just start swarming on you, start biting. What do you do?
Start freaking out and smashing them. I do want to try seeing if Glaive can actually target them. Javelin can target them. No, it... the heck is this? All right.
Can I try something on your sheet, if you don't mind?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, that's all I need. Rixori. Let's see. So if I click on... I'm just going to do a javelin here. If it'll let me do a javelin. Are you clicking on the sword icon or the actual dice?
I'm clicking on the actual dice.
Because I just double-clicked on the dice for your first javelin, the melee javelin, and
Yeah.
it just detected it. Now, you are doing this through the actions menu?
Yeah.
Huh. What? All right, let me... what was your first glaive? 15, so that was going to be a hit. Let me try that damage here. Yeah, I double-click it and it applies. That's... Ooh, man.
Here, I'm going to try damage. I doubt it's going to actually...
Yeah, it's like it
Yeah.
didn't apply it. Not sure why it's not applying that.
Wait, let me try this. I'm just going to try throwing an attack.
Hold on. Can I help you with this a little bit?
Saying
Sure.
if I double click it, it does it for you. It's weird.
Here's what you want to do. If you want to target it,
It's already
what you do
targeted.
is, well, no, I'm just working out for him for reference. Like, if you want to target yourself, like, take the D20, the picture of the D20 after your weapon in the action menu, and drag it onto the enemy token.
There is a keyboard shortcut. I forget what it was. It's like
And
that
then
worked.
and then if you want to do damage, you do the same thing. You grab the damage, drag it over the enemy token.
I'm not going to drop damage because I'm pretty
Sorry.
sure that would actually kill it.
Yeah, but we can fix that. That's not a...
Well, we already
Right.
got your damage because you did hit,
Yeah.
so we just double click the damage. So you've you got your damage on there, and it was pretty good damage.
And also, just if you don't even have to drag the dice though onto it, really. Once you've dragged your d20 from the weapon onto the target, you can just roll the if you roll the damage that's associated with that d20 in the normal menu, it'll apply it normally.
And you can also select multiple targets when you have spells or AoE style attacks as well, and apply it to all of them all at once. So that's another cool thing with it. So, but we'll play more with it. But you did a lot of damage to it. All right. So, are you going to move anything, Rixori? Just gonna let the spiders crawl.
I'm gonna live life dangerously because she's freaking out and smashing things, and I'm gonna use my last bonus action to smite it with every curse that she knows.
Okay. Well, that, as you see there, that hits. So you.
Bam, 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 and she's just cursing in infernal and words that nobody here hopefully understands.
Slapping the edge of the glaive against yourself, trying to smash as many of these things as possible. But as you do so, the last few of them no longer constitute as a swarms. They start to fall off. You brush them off, and you kind of shake and kick the rest of them off. They all kind of scutter and move around in the dirt. No longer this one selective mine of just hunger. So you are all safe from them now. Now, one thing I do want to apply, if I can. I don't know if this is going to auto-separate the experience or not. Let's see. I think I had to go to... Nope. XP. All right. So if I drag this here, we're missing some. Why is we missing a party member on the sheet? Why is Billiden not on here?
Are you talking about like in the party sheet thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because he wasn't in the he wasn't in a watch order.
That's weird.
And so you took him out.
Well, I didn't think he had to be in the watch order for that. I thought it would select him as part of that. But okay, that's cool. All right, so I'm going to try to apply this award here. Okay, so it does auto-split it. Okay, good. I can drop items and things in here as well, and you guys can see like who has what for, you know, magical items and such. So anyway, I just applied the experience from the bugs here. Okay. Let's see. All right. So now that the bugs are gone here, you wanted to investigate?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to clean up.
All right. So what particular were you trying to investigate for?
Trying to figure out what could have possibly caused something this big to get slammed into the ground, like signs of damage, if there are any wounds aside from getting splattered, if I'm seeing like shrapnel, burn marks, anything that looks out of place as far as what I'm seeing here.
All right. Roll the investigation.
Okay.
Very nice.
I apparently noticed all of the things.
Okay.
And she would have moved over, obviously.
Now, let's see. Okay, that shows all the items there. There are some other items here. I'm trying to see how this goes in here. Let's go to personal. No. All right, I'll figure it out in a sec. So, basically, as you're searching here, you do notice something. You don't see any obvious causes of death, though. In one of the giant's, well, what's left of the giant's hands, there's a small kind of imprint. Some markings. From what it looks like it could have been maybe the handle of something or part of something else, but whatever it was not giant sized. It was much smaller. It's only about maybe 4 inches or so, but it's pressed deeply in, almost to the extent of it burning into the giant's flesh.
She's gonna call attention to that. Look at what's right here. And what she's gonna do, she's gonna go and take her dagger, and she's gonna see if she can't pry it out.
Are you just try to cut the skin off?
Yeah, I mean, if I have to. I mean, this thing's dead, so she's not really
So yeah,
too
you
worried
cut
about.
you cut the skin around the palm, and it has the odd marking in it.
Okay.
Maybe it was parcels. That must have been what it was. Yep. All right. All right. So, what else is everybody doing here? So, when you search that, you don't see, again, like, from what the flesh that hasn't been pulverized from impact, you don't see like any other burn marks or pinholes, rotted flesh, other than natural decay, but nothing to the point of necrotic energies hitting it, or fireballs, or what. From what you can tell, it looks like, other than that weird imprint on the hand, like almost like a burn mark, it's almost as if the cause of death was impact, which again doesn't make sense for what these are.
All right, now for the marking on the hand, can I make an Arcana check, see if I recognize it?
Sure can. All right, so you are you're not really sure exactly what this is. You think you may have seen something with this. You're going to need to find like a library or something to help in your research with this, or converse with others who are more knowledgeable with this. You're on the right track. You're just not sure what it is yet. You need to look into some tomes to try to cross-reference what these are or what these could be.
She's this is the grossest thing she's done, but she's now in science mode. She's gonna look over. Billadin, can I get your help here for a minute?
What is it that you want?
She's gonna offer him the rolled up chunk of flesh that she's cut off. Can you make sure that gets preserved? Like, tan it so that its integrity is intact.
I presume you're not hoping that I'm going to be carrying this around.
No, once you tan it, I'll carry it around. It's fine. I just need to make sure it's not going to decay. I definitely know that marking has arcane significance, but not quite sure what. I need to get hold of something to research it directly.
I can certainly try. Hand it here.
She hands him the cut off square of flesh.
Do I need to roll anything to tan it?
Let's see. Let me see what kits and things you have on here.
I just know it's survival. That's something I don't know about. Well, y'all figured that out. I got to use the rest.
Okay. You're not going to be able to perfectly tan it. You don't have the tools necessary for that. You can try to slow some of the decay with it, but it's not going to be perfectly preserved, especially the longer you stay out here as well.
Okay, that sounds good. so do I need to roll for that, or can I just do that automatically?
No, we're gonna have it. You can just kind of, since you don't have the tools for that, we're not gonna make the check that perfectly preserve it. But the longer it's out without it either being properly tanned or without magic using to preserve it, it will, lose. It will deteriorate. The quality.
And we
of
don't
what
need
is
it.
there.
We don't need it for too long, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem.
Magic preserving it. That sounds like something a cleric should know.
If only we
Too
had a
bad
cleric.
Too bad I'm the cleric of disappointment. And being the cleric of disappointment, I'm
Aw.
going to check for personal items.
Let's see. All right. So, it does have some money on it, some coins and so forth. The other tools and things that it had on it, weapons and such, were pretty much obliterated when it hit the ground.
So there's no sign that he might have died in a battle and then fell here.
No, then that's what they were looking at before. Welcome back. Was
I
there's
mean,
no
like
other-
his gear, not him.
Yeah, there's things like, you would have, daggers and such, but the stuff that for him, whatever he had on there was just obliterated when he hit the ground. The only things that weren't was pretty much his clothing because, it's not a hard substance with that. Though some of it did rip when his body kind of got smushed like a pancake. But for the most part, his clothes are intact, but his other material possessions were smashed. There are some coins that survive, but other than that, that's it. And he doesn't look like he's in battle armor or anything of that nature. So he's not like in iron armor or anything like that.
Well, Rixori will toss the coins to Billidan and then continue on. Also looking for signs of anything else that may have fallen between these crater sites.
Okay. Let's see. Roll a perception. Actually, no. Roll investigate. Excuse me.
I will guide myself with the investigation. I will ask for divine judgment, and divine judgment goes,
No.
yeah, sure. Well, I'm guiding you towards oblivion.
So this is what we were sent to look at. Is that right?
To investigate.
Yeah, looks like it.
I'm not impressed. Just a couple of bodies.
Well, they are giant bodies.
It's a giant stew.
Well, not only is it giant bodies, but the area of the forest around here is showing signs of decay, which doesn't happen.
My character's not smart enough to realize all that.
I'll investigate this northern one, as well, just
Okay.
so we make sure both craters get looked at.
All right.
I mean, I know that our cleric was doing that, but I'm also noting that he's, basically he looked down at the ground and looked up at the sky, and that's his investigation.
I'm praying right now.
Apparently,
that's
your
how I
God's
shall be-
guiding me. That's what's going on here. Apparently,
Yes, through Rixori's prayer, you were divinely guided.
yeah, we'll go with that.
So, on that note, as you're searching, there are more coins on this giant. However, as you're kind of feeling around through some of the muck, the intestine soup, as it were, your hand touches something solid. It's not bone.
Well, I got something here, guys.
It's
I'm gonna-
quite heavy.
Oh, it's a wee bit big. Hey, someone with big muscles, come here.
Well, I'm already covered in goo.
She's just like, reach your hand into these guts. There's something, right? I'll guide your
Splish
hand there.
splash.
Lunar's just shaking his head, just like, oh my god.
Splish
and
splash.
Obviously, being a wizard, she's used to like doing shit like this, so
All right, so Rixori, if you're gonna try to help with that, roll strength check.
Strength or athletics?
Strength.
Ha, strength go.
Hey, not bad.
All right, so you start tugging on whatever is under here, and it is heavy. It's metallic. It's slick. You start to lose your grip a few times on it, but eventually you start pulling out. And it looks like, as you pull it out, a very large handle, like something that would be the size for one of these things. As you continue to pull out, you start to pull out this long metallic shaft. It's intricately designed on it. As you keep pulling it out, the blood and things just drip off of it. It just seems to shine that much more until you eventually pull out the entire weapon. And it looks like a great axe that one of these things would have carried.
It's like a giant-sized great axe.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the first time I've been this deep in a person stew.
Well, now
It's going to take a while to clean.
that might be actually useful or at least valuable to a collector or something.
But how are we getting it back?
Well, you have muscles.
When people say, "Oh, Rick, sorry, why do you hate elves?" Well, this is going to be another entry in already a 10 book series.
I'm also the only wizard without detect magic, so you know.
Oh. Now that you mention that, I'm going to take... I haven't been hit and I haven't lost concentration. I still have detect magic up. Does it ping as magical?
It most certainly does.
This is probably something I should have looked at before I pulled it out. Oh, jeez.
What
Kill
what do you see in there?
everyone!
What do you see in there?
This giant thing, this giant great axe that I have no idea how to use. It's magical.
Well, that means that this whole trip is probably worth it. Hold on a second.
Go tell Master.
Hey guys, come over here for a second.
Does anything else in this pit?
What is
when
it?
I go over back to this pit as well.
No, nothing picks up as magical aura.
We found a giant magical axe.
It's heavy.
You see,
Master, can you carry it?
I have not been taught in the ways of muscle. I can talk my way out of anything, and as you guys constantly say, I am very dexterous. I cannot carry that thing back.
You and I seem to have
You are.
similar skills in that regard. But I don't think we want to leave a giant magical weapon just kind of laying around. Besides, I mean, theoretically, this is salvage. We could completely sell this to a collector.
Is there no one upon us who can carry this axe back?
Everyone looks at Billidan.
Master.
I mean, two of you could, theoretically try to carry it.
I mean, come on, guys. It's only
Then
like a 10-foot long axe.
Then if we're done here, two of us can carry the axe together.
I
1, 2, 3, not it.
I suppose I can take one end.
I shall take the other end, but we are selling the axe before we go back to the wardens. If they're not going to give us any gear or recompense, this is going to be it.
They didn't tell us to bring anything back. Where
They
cannot exactly... Huh?
They did. They told you to bring the Skyrock back.
Yeah, but it's not... We didn't find a Skyrock. This is a weapon on a dead body.
I look for a rock. What's the shiniest looking rock I can find?
There's no need to do that. It's... We didn't find a rock. They say, okay, what did you find? 2 dead bodies and we stripped their gear.
Does a 4 find me a rock? No, you don't understand. These wardens, They wanted something back from me. And I'm always here to serve the wardens.
But
Like
we
15
find...
times in the past month.
But it wasn't a skyrock. It was 2 dead bodies. This is just salvage.
Rixori tosses her rock up in the air and then catches it when it falls back down. Now it's a skyrock.
I don't think lying to them is a good idea. We just tell them the truth. We found 2 bodies.
We'll tell them the truth, and then we'll give them this rock.
But there's no need to. We just tell them we found 2 dead bodies.
Oh, that you don't
And
understand.
we show them this, and we show them the skin that I cut off with the magic sigil in it.
I'm confused. We appear to have a party member who can't even keep their accent from going to Irish to Jamaican, so I don't know who I should trust at this point.
That's an Elvish accent, you know. It's not exactly. It's also a little bit Canadian, eh? But in any case.
Alrighty, I believe you. I will.
Well,
Let's
okay,
get going. And then Rixori pockets the rock.
Okay, then, Bob Marley. Can none of us see any sort of rock around here?
The divine spirits told me I can't find rocks.
I am going to check that axe, though, and see if that same sigil is on the axe anywhere.
Not only is it not on there, that axe is way bigger than what made that mark on the giant. Whatever made that mark on the giant is maybe like about an inch or 2 in diameter, about 4 inches or so in length. The axe handle alone on this thing is over a foot diameter.
Right. I mean, honestly, what she's figuring this point is this is just a weapon that the guy had on him when he fell and is not related to this at all. I see no indication of an axe being the result of these wounds.
Okay. Yeah, you never saw anything to show that.
Yeah, so therefore that's why. Like, because the character is going to lie, and the character is not going to lie, but if the axe honestly has nothing to do with this, then it's legit salvage.
Well, when we get a little bit of rest time, because we can't make it all the way back in one day, I will look it over.
Agreed. I mean, I'll help you if I can, but I don't exactly have 100 gold. I don't have an extremely expensive pearl to identify this thing.
Well, I shall just do what I can with the rest.
I'll give you what help I can.
Just keep in mind, Chad is already rooting for killing Rixori.
Jesus.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Pretty damn fast.
Eh.
Not even the end of the first session, and already the votes are in. Kill Rixori.
Speaking of end of session, it is almost 7.
Yes, we're going to wrap up in a moment here. One question on the party sheet inventory. Do you see any of the parcel items?
Let me take a look.
On
the party sheet.
Yeah.
I see description 1 giant-sized refined great axe.
Yep, I see parcel items.
Okay. Okay, and you see the coins. Good. All right. So, I'm going to see if this works here. Parcel items down here. So, I guess I just gave it all to Billidan. I'm not sure why there's still 1 platinum and 3 gold that didn't transfer over. So let's manually do that here. If it'll let me.
Probably because I couldn't parse it evenly.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's still coins there. It's not going to go anywhere with that. So, and that until the weapon is identified with that, that's pretty much all you're going to see from there. But at least you can still see what's been identified, what's been assigned, because this will let us know who has what. So no more somebody has 21 unidentified items and potions. Not
Oh, yeah,
names.
I got you.
Rixori.
Who are you talking about, Dave? That person sounds awesome, though.
Yes, they sound so totally legit awesome. All right. So again, just recapping here, you have the axe that you just found off of these giants that have somehow been slain. Almost looks like they were killed from impact, even though the fact that they're cloud giants, that doesn't make sense because they have natural ways of negating such things. And the fact that the forest here, this bit of the forest in the Verdant Expanse, is showing signs of decay, which does not happen. The only place that this is really closest to this happening is the Mirescar, but that's not really decay, as if that's more of just corruption, twisting the trees into something darker in nature. This is literally killing the trees. So, all right, but that is where we're going to end the session here today, as you start your trek back with your findings and see if you can make it through orc territory alive. So, hope everybody had fun today, and
Yep.
see everybody next session.
Spurs.
See you.
Wait.
Be safe.